Learn more at parishbuilt.com. That's parishbuilt.com, and hit the restoration tab. Parish Restoration has knocked out mold in buildings as small as your home up to one of the largest commercial buildings in the entire state of Louisiana. Servicing all of Louisiana, visit parishbuilt.com. That's parishbuilt.com.
Being an Alpha with Alpha Customs means everything from getting a lift, upgrading wheels and tires, to window tints and spray and bed liners. And they also specialize in custom vehicle alignments. There's a reason why Alpha Customs has 5-star reviews from hundreds of satisfied customers. They always bring consistent, solid service and high-quality work. Plus, football season is upon us. If you want to pull up to the tailgate Alpha style, it's all about Alpha Customs. Be an Alpha with Alpha Customs, Prairieville and Lafayette, and online at alphacustoms.net.
Powered by experience, leading with innovation. Our Lady of the Lake Robotic Surgery Institute has the most skilled robotic surgeons in the region. Our experts use some of the most advanced technology available for robotic-assisted surgery, from advanced cancer treatment to hernia and gallbladder removal to surgical weight loss. Their expertise has helped train hundreds of surgeons across the nation and has impacted thousands of our patients' lives. Learn more about the region's leading experts at Our Lady of the Lake Robotic Surgery Institute at OLOLRMC/robotics.
Great. Your windshield cracked. Now what? Call Advanced Windshield. You have things to do. That's why they come to you. Advanced Windshield is the leading mobile, auto glass, and camera calibration provider in our area. Call 225-248-6788 or visit advancedwindshield.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Thursday, August 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 99. In hour one of today's show, we'll have audio from LSU offensive coordinator Joe Sloan as he updates us about the offense in fall camp. And we'll talk about the NCAA coming down on Jim Harbaugh. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome in to a brand new episode of OTB. T-Bob Hebert, Jake Hester, Alondra Villarreal, and Taylor Sharpa hanging out with you today. Hope you're having a good Thursday, guys. Thursday weekend is almost here. Saints preseason football is almost here, right? Coming up this Saturday against the Cardinals. Saints camp rolling right along. Tyrann Mathieu apparently going to the Justin Simmons dinner last night. We'll continue to search Justin Simmons on Twitter throughout the show today to try to catch any late breaking news. No word yet on how the All-Pro Safeties visit went with your New Orleans Saints. LSU camp rolling right along. Tay-Tay's got his practice notes. We've watched Joe Sloan yesterday speak to the media for 24 minutes, a very long press conference from LSU's offensive coordinator. A lot to get to. Football's back, a lot to get to on today's show. And a lot of y'all are going back to school today, man. So congratulations. Have fun. Work hard. Be respectful to your teachers. And good luck, man. Those first day school jitters. Who remembers those? That is a feeling. We talk about football all the time that, like, there's not really any other feelings in life that can recreate what it feels like to play in a massive football game with 100,000 in the crowd and you make a big play or something. I would say there's also not many feelings in life that recreate the nervous excitement of the first day of school. Maybe it's changed a little bit in the social media age where you can see people that this summer, but there was nothing cooler than back in the day knowing you're going to see all your friends, like who who grew up over the summer, who got hot. Like, it was just always such a fun but nerve-wracking exercise as you start to see what shape your year is going to take.
Before social media, if they weren't in your circle, you didn't see them.
No.
You didn't really see them. You didn't even really play like summer sports. So you didn't see them like anywhere.
Yeah, not working out at all.
Yeah. So it was, you hadn't seen them since May, and now here you are in August, and you were going to be fitted up. They were going to be fitted up in whatever they thought was their best go-to. Here is my four-seam fastball. See if you can hit it outfit.
Evangel didn't have uniforms?
Yeah, but I didn't always go to Evangel.
Oh, okay. Before, yeah. I always pretty much had uniforms second grade on, and I gotta say I did. I appreciate uniforms from that regard. And there was always little things you could do around the edges, try to make it unique or make it your own, I suppose. But like, I appreciate it as a parent too, because not having to worry about buying more clothes or making sure my kid looks cool, like it just kind of takes a lot of that out of the equation. Alondra Taylor, any great? But yes, if you don't have uniforms, that's a lot of pressure. You gotta.
It's also a lot of opportunity.
It is. Well, I mean, and most things are, right. Pressure and opportunity are many times two sides of, or I don't know about two sides of the same coin, but they are symbiotic. A lot of times, the greater the opportunity, the greater the pressure.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to screw it up. Alondra Taylor, any great first day of school memories?
Not really. I didn't really like school.
Yep.
And I also hated waking up early back then. So, no, I never looked forward to it. I didn't really have, like, jitters.
No, just dread.
Just dread.
Damn.
Yeah,
dang.
just anxiety.
It sucks.
Which is, like, I did well in school.
Yeah.
Like, I had good grades and everything, but I just hated it.
You hated school or you hated the social dynamics of school?
Probably both. Like, I hated going to class. I was always late.
Really?
Yeah, I was always late to class.
What were you doing?
I just would not get up.
Hood rat things.
Yeah, I would not get up.
It's so funny how high school kids struggle so much to wake up in the morning.
I could never make it on time.
And make it on time.
And now I wake up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, you do great. Like you're never late.
Yeah.
You're always high energy here. Your work's already done way ahead of time.
Just hated school.
Looks like you done grown up.
Yeah.
Tay, what about you? I imagine incessant bullying was a big part of your upbringing.
No, I didn't bully that many kids, T-Bob. But I tell you what, I always loved the first day of school because, like, out in Livingston, like, it seemed like from like 7th grade all the way to high school, our first day of school was a Friday. So that day didn't even really count. You went one day, you had the weekend, and then you had another first day on Monday. And then, like, in high school, we were doing summer workouts for football. So, like, we would all gather up. We'd be like, oh, catch everybody else up on, like, what we've been doing over the summer because they were slackers. They weren't out there. And, it was always a fun time, first day of school.
You strike me as a big letter jacket wearer. Were you a big Letterman jacket wearer?
When it was cold outside, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm not one of those guys that would show up first day of school, like, sweating just to have it on. But, I mean,
that does happen, though.
Come November, December, yeah. I'd rock the Letterman jacket. Look,
but
the haunted house in, like, late October when it was a little cool out. And you'd wear the Letterman jacket. That was big.
Oh, Letterman
that was
jacket.
big.
The haunted house.
That was big, dude.
Let's
It was
go.
big.
What a flex. That is.
Yeah, it was.
It is
Come here,
make
babe.
out, hold hand,
got you.
and cuddle central.
Yep.
Right there.
I think I've worn a Letterman jacket, and not because like too cool for school. I just hot natured. I think I've worn my LSU. I didn't have one in high school.
Yeah, neither did I in high school.
LSU though, we have some pretty sweet Lettermans. I wore
They're
to
awesome.
a game like 2 years ago, and I think it's the only time.
Yeah, I've worn them to a couple big games. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. If you're going to be like on the field or something, it definitely it's kind of like when I wear a suit or anything else like that, or like the cowboy boots and the jeans. It feels a bit like a costume. Like you're dressing up like an 80s jock, but like that's fun.
Yeah.
I like dressing up. I like playing characters. And so I do think it's a lot of fun to wear. And I'm pretty proud of the LSU one, I would say. So but look, I do agree with Taylor, guys. If you are tempted to wear the Letterman jacket, just because, do not wear it when it's 100 degrees outside, okay? Not only will it functionally be bad because you'll be sweating everywhere, but you're going to look dumb.
I used to love the guys at school. They'd have the Letterman jacket first day with shorts. That was always a weird look.
Gotta let them know, dude.
I had one, but I think I just put it on to try it on, and then I don't think I ever wore it ever again. Just hung in my closet.
Dang it. Did I leave my sound sheet again? Can somebody get me a Joe Sloan sound sheet? I'm sorry. I think I left it in my office, Alondra. I know you handed it to me earlier today. I think I'm going to grab it, Taylor. Thank you so much. Because it's time to kick off today's show, the big story of the day, which is Joe Sloan meeting with the media for a very long time yesterday. Let's get this thing started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help you take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
Shout out Reed Brunson, the owner of Tiger Labor and Staffing, been around since 2013, local company. And if you're looking for turnkey service, okay, where they take care of all the screening, the training, the payroll, the paperwork, they do it all. You're looking for light industrial, construction, warehousing, manufacturing, even clerical employees, it's all at Tiger Labor and Staffing. And remember, whether you're looking for the right people for the job or you yourself are looking for work, Tiger Labor and Staffing is your answer. All right, so Joe Sloan met with the media yesterday, and he went very in-depth, talked for about 24 minutes and touched on a lot of different elements. First, let's start with Garrett Nussmeier. This is him asked about, what are you seeing out of Nuss going into year one as a starter?
He processes information really quickly, and then he has the arm talent to get it to that place and the creativity, right? The growth over the last several years and just being process-oriented. That's what I've been really proud of him. He's been really focused on his process. He's been focused on little things and allowing the big things to happen. That's been really the things that I've enjoyed watching him, and then I've watched him grow as a leader this offseason and how he's really been able to let it happen naturally and let his work speak for itself, but also be the vocal leader right when he needs to be. But we're going to put him in positions to use that arm, to use his decision-making ability. But, you're going to see a lot of the same things, and then we're always going to build it around our personnel. But I think you're seeing our offense start to come together around him schematically.
The leadership portion of this is interesting to me. I think to be a great quarterback, you have to be able to lead other men. You have to be liked. And that is one thing that I've always felt Nuss had. If you watch him on the sideline and all the handshakes he had with different guys, just the kind of swagger that he carries himself with, he seems to get along well with the boss.
Oh, yeah, that's never really been a worry or an issue. And when you think about, what he did in his career to this point, you almost feel like he takes it in a different way, the opportunity to be the starter than anybody else is going to. And we could have conversations with Flynn about this. Once it's finally yours, it's I'm not doing anything but being really good in this moment and taking care of this position that I've been waiting on. It's like when, you've been waiting for a promotion, you've been waiting on that job and you've been grinding, working hard, but you haven't been, given the benefits of that hard work. Well, now he's going to get the benefits. And he just has the mentality of now that it is his, he ain't going to mess it up.
Yeah, he's got he's got that opportunity, and with it comes a lot of pressure. A group that's going to make his job as a quarterback far easier would be that LSU offensive line. And I think this is a very good insight provided by Coach Joe Sloan here on the culture of a position group room and how it's not just about a single player. It's not just about a single group of players, but how it permeates throughout a room. Here is Joe Sloan on what Brad Davis is building in that O-line room.
There's some special guys up there who have played in a lot of games and seen a lot of different things. I think Coach Davis has done just a fabulous job of creating a standard in that room and creating it through players, where it's a standard that's developed through the players in that room, and they're the ones that are leading it. That's when you have a special group. All those guys, and you can see the standard of the first group pulling those younger guys. And that's what's exciting, right? That's how you build a culture in a room.
And it's interesting because one thing that Brian Kelly's always had throughout his coaching career is he tends to create very good offensive lines. He tends to create very good tight ends. You can say the same for Brad Davis. But, what a boon for Kelly here as he's starting his own culture, into a 10-year tenure here at Baton Rouge, to have guys like Will Campbell, Emory Jones, Garrett Dellinger, Miles Frazier, who can take over lead by example and lead vocally, and then they teach the next generation, right? And then it becomes a self-sustaining process where Weston Davis, whoever you want to say, Bordelon, like whatever player you want to pick out, right? The next generation, what do? They get older, and then they teach the next generation. So Brad Davis and that offensive line setting up not just to be good this year, but potentially to be good for years to come.
Yeah, and it was like the first couple of days that BK was here that he said this is how they wanted to build it. They wanted to build it through the offensive line, and they have certainly done that. And think about some of the bold things that they have done. Game 1, first ever game against Florida State, wasn't working. You made some moves. I mean, you put Emory Jones in at right tackle, and I remember all of us being like, we thought he's going to play guard, and certainly didn't think he was going to play this year. And he moves to right tackle, has a very solid first year playing there, and then now look at him. He's an all-SEC player. Dellinger was at center his first game. That wasn't working out. It's like, here comes Charles Turner. So he wasn't afraid to make some of those bold choices to get to where they're at right now, which is the best offensive line, we think, in the country.
Here's how they're challenging. This is going to be slow 9 here, Alondra. How's LSU looking to challenge this offensive line in the running attack?
We're going to use our playmakers to make plays. If our offensive line has the ability to understand what they're seeing, process that information, and attack it physically and violently, right, and we can put them in different situations to be successful and use their ability, right, to learn, be physical, and to run, we're going to do it. And I think that's where a lot of times when you're building an offense or when you're calling plays, you have to think about, I need to protect this guy or I need to protect that guy, or, hey, you know what, that might be too much for us. And I think we've been able to challenge them so that we can attack people in a lot of different ways and make sure we can put the ball in the belly of the back a little bit. So it's definitely been something we challenged them with this offseason, and I think they've rose to the occasion and more.
Yeah, so look, we've talked about it plenty on this show, but LSU's rush game needed to evolve, and he mentions kind of players being able to mentally handle it. Obviously, with the guys with the line that you have, physically it's one of the best in the entire country, but the dual benefit of them also being very experienced and upperclassmen is that you can ask them to do more mentally, and that does allow you to attack in multiple different ways. It allows you to go into a play with a couple of plays called and you kill one for the other based on the read that you're getting, and you know that you're not going to have any major MAs. And who's going to benefit most off of this? Maybe right after Garrett Nussmeier, the LSU running backs. Caleb Jackson, somebody that is one of the more exciting names in the backfield, and Joe Sloan had a lot to say when he talked about Caleb Jackson. It's Sloan 6 here, Alondra, now coming into his own.
When he was able to get the football, and especially once he broke the first level or second level, he's a punishing back. He is hard to tackle. He runs, he gets his pads down on contact, and he's able to drive his feet. So really the big thing was the growth from being a freshman. There's so many different things to running back. It's not just get the ball and run. There's, right, how is this run scheme fitting against the defense that we're seeing, right, and where's the ball going to fit? And keeping my eyes up and understanding my read and being able to hit the proper hole. It's pass protection and being able to pick up whatever the defense gives me as we make checks. Remember, he got here last summer. He wasn't an early enrollee, so everything happened so fast for those guys. So his talent was showing, but now I think what you're seeing how he as a complete running back is going to start to come into his own.
It's good to hear on Caleb Jackson. I'm still fascinated to see. I mean, we pretty much believe, and Coach Kelly's basically told us as much, that Josh Williams is the foundation here, RB1. But I'm very interested to see what John Emery and Caleb Jackson can get out of this group, and then however kind of Caden Durham fills in the corners around the edges.
Yeah, so the things, kind of going back to both clips there, remember the offensive line wasn't asked to do those things last year, so it's not like a situation where, hey, we tried to do more things, we just couldn't get that done. They didn't have to. They had the number one offense in the country. They had a quarterback that was a cheat code, a unicorn, and they could run inside zone and get enough out of the running game there because they were going to get an 85-yard scramble from their quarterback, right? And almost they could guarantee that he would have 3 or 4 of those per game. So they didn't have to do that. Well, now things have changed. You have more of a pocket passer. Now, Garrett Nussmeier is, an athletic guy. He's not going to be a statue back there, but come on, he's not Jane Daniels. We know that. But you have an offensive line that can handle those things. They can do different things. They can run the powers, the counters, the pull leads, whatever you want them to run, the duos, the ISOs. But also, like, the running backs are going to now have more opportunity with their runs.
Yeah.
They're not going to just open crossover zone run. They're going to get a chance to hit it downhill from A gap to expand on power, on counter, B gap to expand. They're going to be able to maybe read an ISO block. Go back to 2019, and actually I'd love to pull this play up at some point throughout the show. Like, they ran ISO at a gun. Like, they would get creative. They would move Thad Moss kind of around. They'd motion him around.
Yeah, become a little
and he'd become a fullback. And then Clyde would get it out of the gun. He'd read him. They'd split it, and they'd be off to the races. They can do those things again because they have the offensive line. They're going to have, a couple of different tight ends. I know you just lost one, but you still have 3 tight ends that you're expecting to play. Make one of them more of an F than a Y, and then that opens up so many things for you in the run game.
Are you at all worried about the backs in terms of reading these like the dynamics of these plays? Are you at all worried about them maybe being a bit out of practice? Like we talk about the O-line doing things like, pulling that maybe they haven't done in a while.
You can either run the football or you can't.
Okay.
You can either read it or you can't. The most athletic guy on a team doesn't play running back a lot of times. Right?
Yeah.
You got to have that feel. And all these players have run these schemes in Pee Wee, in high school, probably at some point in college. So, no. And for me, now this is just me personally, power was much easier for me to read than some of the other plays. Right?
Yeah,
it's
I
a
agree.
fast developing play. Your landing mark is the A gap. If it ain't there, you go to the B. If it ain't there, you go to the C, right? I mean, that's what it is. And so I don't really worry about that. I think, again, running back's a position where it's a skill set. You have it or you don't, and all these guys obviously have it.
All right, when we get back, Coach Sloan had a lot to say about the in-helmet communication, the iPads on the sidelines, adding to the playbook, maybe the tight end room without Mac Markway. So we got more sound to get to next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Trash Rangers today for all of your waste management needs, okay? If we're just talking about residential trash pickup, you live in Livingston or Ascension, you want to make the switch, go to trashsignup.com. In just a couple of minutes, you can select your number of cans, your days, see their prices, everything like that. But if you're a business and you need your needs met, well, guess what? You need to front load dumps. You need it emptied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week. They understand businesses' flexible needs as they too are a local business, and they work directly with you to fulfill said needs. Roll off dumpsters, they got you. They're efficient, they're reliable, they are Trash Rangers.
TrashRangersLLC.com is the website. See that information that T-Bob was talking about, right? And so if you're doing a project at your home and you need something a little bit smaller for a roll-off dumpster, they've got that. They've got a big size if you have something going on at your job, at your work, at your business that you own. 3 different sizes. Call them today at 225-363-9053.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR. Tigers have the day off, but what have we learned through LSU camp so far? And the Saints' final practice before preseason game number 1. We'll have it covered. Join us Thursday's AFR 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Shout out our guy, he got her in the chat. Says he teaches 8th grade history. Godspeed, Bo. It's Godspeed to all the teachers out there, you know. Thank you for your service. Y'all are the best. Thank you for taking care of these kids all day and trying to raise them right and teach them and educate them valuable things. 8th grade history. 8th grade. A lot of hormones in that room. That's a rough one, Bo. That is a rough one for sure.
Any middle school.
Any middle school. I thought junior high, it's funny. We hired a couple new sales people yesterday, and one of them told me that the little sister was a big fan of me. 11 years old. 11 years old. How about that? She's got great taste.
I don't know.
And so I cut a little video for a little sis. And I just ended up in a weird spot where I was like, look, junior high can be very tough, okay? It's a very insecure time. Don't worry. You got this. It gets better. I'm like, that's probably not what the 11-year-old needs to hear the day before. What if she's like really excited for 6th grade?
It's gonna suck.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt deeply insecure in 6th grade, you know? I was very pale and chubby, and I had a buzz cut and just really trying to find my way. So, but you know what? I'm sure other people had like awesome junior highs.
I don't know. I feel like junior high was
loved
just
junior high.
Really?
See, yeah, there you go.
I loved junior. So I was able to play on the varsity team in 8th grade.
Oh, so you were cool.
And like in 8th grade, and we won the USA Today national championship that year in 1999. And I was like on the special teams a little bit. My older brother was on the team, which was really cool. It was like one of the greatest years. We beat West Monroe in the Dome. It was Brock Berlin was the quarterback, and so like it's pretty peak for me, 8th grade.
Yeah, I mean that's I would say that's pretty damn powerful, playing on the national championship varsity team as an 8th grader. That's going to give you a lot of confidence. I just feel like that's the time when you generally start to get interested in the opposite sex. And with that comes just a lot of insecurities, a lot of high points as well, right? Potentially, where you feel very good and you take some steps forward into growing up, but also a lot of like fake heartbreak where you just feel like you just, you're in the depths of it. Your soul is being wrenched out because Janie made out with Dallas.
Dallas?
Yeah. How about that?
That was the quarterback, right?
Yeah, that
had to be.
Beautiful guy too.
I mean, you better be pretty if your name's Dallas.
Just beautiful.
You know what I mean?
He's such an athletic freak. I don't even think he basically played football in college. He played at a super small school, and he still made it on an NFL roster for a couple of years. This son of a gun.
All right, what's Dallas's name?
Dallas. Well, I don't know. Is it weird to say the full name?
You can tell me during the break.
Yeah,
I gotta look it up though. I mean, now that you've given us.
Shout out my guy Dallas. I think I've shown. It doesn't matter. Anyway, good luck.
You've shown me
everybody in junior high, because obviously that stuck with me. You know?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. So
now I did go to Evangel, so you know what that means. I did go to 6th grade twice.
Hey, you gotta get bigger, stronger, faster. What's the best way to do that? Just get older.
So
but stay the same age.
I have a May birthday, so I was always growing up in public school. I was always the young kid.
Yep.
Always the youngest in the class. Felt pretty good going from the youngest to one of the oldest.
Looks like the shoes on the other foot. Eric Ingram says, gotta be honest, was a little offended by the letter jacket with shorts comment. It's Louisiana. If we waited for cold before wearing a jacket, we get 2 days a year with it. That's true, but that's just the reality that we live in, It's it sucks because big guys love winter coats. They can make us look really put together, whether it's you're trying to look like a businessman. It's a great pea coat, right? Or maybe something stylish, the bomber jacket I was obsessed with. But guess what? You only have a month to wear it. And that just is what it is. And you have to get over it and accept it.
Look, when they gave me my Letterman jacket, it was hot out. So that first day I got the Letterman jacket, I was the jacket with shorts guy for sure. Showing up the first day of school, though, with the Letterman jacket and shorts is not for me.
You just can't go letter jacket and shorts. No matter, it is the classic. Look, what is the definition of temptation, right? It's something that you should not do, but you really want to do. That's exactly what the Letterman jacket with shorts is. It's not even a good look. It doesn't look cool, but you want to because you think it does because it's a letter jacket and it gives you status. But you look like a fool because it's 100 degrees out and you have shorts on. So just Eric, you can letter jacket, shorts, and Adidas slides. Exactly. That is an absurd look.
Slides.
That is an absurd look, Eric Ingham. Truly.
Socks and slides.
Sock slides aren't bad, right? Are they still cool or no?
I don't know. I still do it.
They went through a moment years ago.
Yeah.
I used to be a hardcore thong sandals guy.
Yeah.
Which I imagine, now that I'm finally coming around to the slides, means we're about to rubber band back to thong sandals pretty soon here.
I never stopped wearing either.
Nobody was a bigger thong sandal guy than Ross Dellinger.
He still is.
He still is. Crazy.
Still is like a leather pair.
One of the most respected professional voices in college football journalism. And my mans will be rocking jeans and thong sandals no matter what.
Dang.
Yeah.
With the jeans.
With the jeans. That's what I'm saying. That's like a early aughts look, right? Listen to little Dave Matthews.
White V-neck.
Yep. Maybe the puka. That's very frosted tips and pukas. Yes.
No, I think that's a different person. They
had some sort of necklace on for sure.
I think it's a different person.
I think there's more crossover. I think in that Venn diagram there's more crossover than we're thinking.
I think highlight, frosted tips and stuff, that's more like boy band than it is. Because I'm thinking Ross is more like Nickelback.
It was also in the skater rocker community, dude. The frosted tips were not just boy band. Think about Sum 41.
I know what you're
back
saying.
in the day. Granted, that was more just blonde spikes, but still, there was some crossover there. All right, let's get back to Joe Sloan here real quick. Got distracted. School's starting up again. Here's Joe Sloan in the helmet communication. What's Sloan 10 here and how it changes what they want to do?
The microphone, in the game, it just adds a different dimension. And I think you're going to see people use it in a lot of different ways and use it creatively, use it to attack the defense operationally. And we're absolutely going to do that. You still got to let the guys go play. We're not in there telling, oh, hey, throw it here or throw it there or anything like that, right? I don't want to do that. They need to go play quarterback. What we're going to use it for is to where we can attack people in different ways at different tempos and use it to our benefit. And we've thought about some different creative ways and talked to some different people. There'll be an evolution to it. But it definitely simplifies and it allows your quarterback, I think, to just hear the play a lot earlier than having to wait for the signal. That's been a huge benefit.
Yeah, so it seems like, whether it's SEC Media Days, any time we've heard from any coach in this regard, they've all had very similar answers. Operationally, it is going to really help, but you have to avoid the temptation of sticking your hand in there and using the quarterback like a meat puppet. Like you have to allow that quarterback to operate autonomously. You just try to fill him in with info around the edges, and it can allow you to speed up things and whatnot.
I think the coaches that have NFL experience are honestly going to have a slight edge here in the beginning because they know those things. They know what you're talking about. I can't tell you how many times I'd be in an NFL huddle and the coach would be talking too much and Phil would just, hey, shut up. Because he's like, he got so many things going on and he doesn't need that information, right? So just give him the play and let them go play. Now you can quickly say, hey, safety rotation or something, like if you feel like it's coming, like a quick little something. Like and Norv wasn't even on the mic. Like a lot of times it was the backup quarterback that was given the play, but they were having conversations. He'd forget to turn it off sometimes, and then like you're in the quarterback. So there's a lot of different things that go into having that in the helmet. And I do think like Sarkisian, I think Lane Kiffin probably do have some advantages just because they have been in the NFL. They've used it before. They kind of know, hey, that 15-second clock when it's coming, what information you want to get out, how quickly you want to get it out, and also like not to overload it, not to chase ghost on the helmet comms where your quarterback's kind of freaking out.
Yeah, and they both said that at SEC Media Days. You had Josh Heupel basically saying the same thing. I am interested to see operationally what Joe Sloan is alluding to there. Maybe a bit of a tempo fastball pace from LSU at times, where you can go faster than you ever have before. We'll see. All right, coming up next here on Off the Bench, still got a couple of clips that I want to get to. The NCAA officially punishes Jim Harbaugh. A couple of major injuries in college football for teams that are nationally relevant. We got some LSU recruiting news. We got Saints practice reports. So a lot more to get to here on 104.5 ESPN. Hit the like button. We'll see you on the other side.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to ColemanRoof.com. ColemanRoof.com. That's for Louisiana's most complete, most reliable, and most respected roofing company. It's all there. It's Coleman Roofing and Construction. And look, man, any size job, commercial, residential, they got you. Anywhere in the state, they got you. Any type of roof, they got you. And it's not just the roof, but the interior as well. So you have like a storm, you get water damage. Well, guess what? They fix that drywall, everything else, and then they fix the roof. You have a tree fall in your home, God forbid. You gotta avoid that. But they would rebuild the home and then fix the roof. So go to ColemanRoof.com, request a free inspection, but just give them your name, your email, a little blurb about what's going on, and benefit, because they are the best. ColemanRoof.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you'll see that contact information where you're located in Louisiana, commercial and residential. They can help you throughout the state. They are truly that one-stop shop that we talk about. Go to the website today to get that information at ColemanRoof.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. there are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
And the family picks are rolling in. Kids going to school first day. You love to see it. Hey, guys, don't be like Taylor. Don't bully. Okay? Don't be a bully. That's my #1 rule to my kids is until we finish off every prayer. Help us to honor you through a life of love, gratitude, and treating others the correct way. You can learn a lot from that, Tay-Tay, okay? Because you're stuffing kids into lockers with your track friends and your Letterman's jacket on. All right, let's go back to Joe Sloan. Or do you want to do the play that you have, Jake?
That's up to you.
No, I'll let you make a call.
Well, just real quick, we don't have to spend too much time on this, but Tay, if you could pull up the surface here.
And this is all reinforcing some of the run game evolution that you'll be seeing out of the Tigers this year.
Yeah, so, I mean, look, this is going back to 2019, and this is a team that would sneak something in on you that you weren't ready for.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were so explosive, 11 personnel was kind of what they lived in with 3 receivers, a tight end, and just 1 running back.
They had that amazing Fab Five where those guys could basically, they were all so amorphous that you could attack in so many different ways.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to make this play out for radio as well, but look, you're in a spread formation, you're in gun. Yes, you're in 11 personnel, but Thaddeus Moss, who's the tight end, he's not attached to the line of scrimmage. I mean, he's not really playing a Y. He's more playing an F here.
Yeah.
Because he's off the ball, right? He's in an offset. It's not quite like a jack or a queen position, but it's pretty close. I mean, he's kind of like a wing right now on punt, and he's got a very difficult job on this play because he's going sideways, and then he's got to immediately, put it in third gear and go uphill and go block a linebacker that's probably coming downhill. And Miller was a really good linebacker for Florida. Now, I think he has maybe the second hardest job because the hardest job, and T-Bob, you could speak to this, D. Lou, the right guard, he's got an inside shade, but he's got to wall off an inside shade now.
Yeah, he's just got him 1v1.
And he's got no center help because Lloyd Cushenberry, who's the center in this play,
probably going to work back to 33.
Yes.
Huh?
Well, he's going from 56 to 33. He's making sure that the left guard, McGee, has 56.
He's not crossing his face.
And then he's going up to 33. And so watch this play out and all that Thaddeus Moss where he has to go, but watch where D. Lou stops it right there. Look where Thaddeus Moss, he goes all the way from the left edge all the way to the right side of the center. He started on the left. He goes all the way to the right side of the center, and it's an incredible job by D. Lou to be able to wall off an inside shade, He wasn't a 3. He wasn't on his outside. This is an inside shade that he's able to wall off. Well, Thaddeus Moss, as the F, he has to read that. Because if that defensive lineman just continues to crash down, well, D-Lou's a really good player. He's not going to try to continue to block him off. He's just going to push him all the way down as well. And then Deculus's block, it becomes the main, kind of point of focus here. But because D-Lou is a really good player, that's why he's playing on Sundays, just got paid.
Yeah.
He's able to get this block, but Thaddeus Moss is able to read it. And then once he reads it again, he puts it in third gear. He's got to go from sideways to straight up and go block Miller. Again, a downhill thumper kind of linebacker. So once he does that, then it's on Clyde Edwards-Helaire to be able to read everyone's block. And Clyde, obviously, another NFL back, he sees the safety number 2 coming downhill to fill that gap, but D-Lou's got it walled off. Thaddeus has it walled off. Lloyd Cushenberry has it walled off. And that is an ISO block. That is not a play where you're going to get on a board and draw it up, and it's not going to hit the same place every time. Now, your responsibility is going to be the same as far as who you have. But, man, this thing can play out so many different ways. And it's a great job by Damian Lewis. But Thaddeus Moss reads this as well as you can. And then, so when he reads it like that, Clyde's able to read it like that. And, again, this thing can hit so many different places. Your responsibility is the same, but where it hits can be different. And so once Clyde, NFL running back, hits it, makes one guy miss in the defensive backfield, and he gets all the way down, I believe, to the goal line on this play. And that is just an ISO block. That is a day one simple running play, but they don't run it out of I formation. They don't run it like in an old school way. They're in 11 personnel. They've got 2 first-round receivers. They've got Clyde, a first-round running back. They've got Terrace Marshall, who's a second-round receiver. You're not thinking ISO block at all. But you had Thaddeus Moss, who could play Y, he could play F, he could read it like that, and then you hit one for 50-plus yards.
I mean, really, that's all very representative of just how football theory in general tends to work, which is you take a lot of the older concepts and you just wrap them up in new trappings, right? Like how much of a zone read play where the quarterback's either pulling or giving, like that's all inspired by like the option and wing tee and all this sorts of stuff. So all you're doing is taking ISO, but wrapping it up in spread trappings. And if they want to go light in the box, well, just attack the box. And if they want to try to stop the run, then you should have advantages on the edges. So that could be some of the wrinkles that you see out of this LSU offense come this fall.
Because the offensive line, I know they can get that done. Again, that is not easy. I mean,
the Damian Lewis block is really, really hard there. But like you said, if you crash him down and your fullback is good enough and your halfback's good enough, then he's just going to slide right behind that block and then you just adjust on the fly.
Yeah, if you have a bad running back, he's going to run right into it. But if you have one that's reading it right, the F reads it, he slides outside, the running back sees what the F's doing, he slides with him, and then the running back, if you have a good one, he plays off whatever the F's block is, which was Thaddeus Moss in this play. So if he logs him, then Clyde has to know it's me versus that safety, number 2 that was coming down in the box. It's one-on-one. It's me versus him. Let me make him miss. Now, if Thaddeus is able to kick out 51, then you hit right off the inside shoulder of Thaddeus. There's no safety, and then the same kind of outcome happens. And so, again, it can play out so many different ways, but if you have a veteran group that can handle it and they don't just play it like it's drawn up, then you can have plays like that. Now, if you play it like it's drawn up, you're going to run into everybody's going to be a big mosh pit right there where Lloyd Cushenberry started in the middle of the offense.
All right, let's go to break. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked here on youtube.com/1045ESPN.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's going on, y'all? So proud to be partnered with Oak Park Events. That's oakparkevents.com, P-A-R-C. That's how you're going to spell park. And what this is, well, you probably guessed it, right? These are a couple of excellent event spaces. For over 20 years, these turnkey, all-inclusive venues, both Oak Lodge and Park 73, have consistently provided great food, excellent service. They got a personalized ambiance. Like Park 73 has this great New Orleans sort of feel, a beautiful brass bar that will blow you away. Whereas Park 73 is going to be a bit more wide open, right? I want to talk to you about corporate events because versatility is the key to Oak Park's corporate offerings, right? Their clients love choosing from a bunch of different conference centers that we have, meeting rooms, banquet halls. We have inside gathering areas, outside gathering areas if the weather's great. the cater. You want to do crawfish boils, all-day seminars, company picnics, elegant dinners. It's all at oakparkevents.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Y'all, welcome back to OTB, wrapping up hour 1 here. Talking a lot of football this hour. A little return to school. Pictures are rolling in. Exciting stuff. Bittersweet, kids a year older, which is, it's always, I don't know. It's bittersweet, like I said, because time's flying by, but you like seeing them learn new things. It's a special and emotional day for sure. All right, what Joe Sloan should we get to here that we haven't touched on yet? Let's do... I want to do Blake Baker's...
You read my mind. The defense.
Which one do you want to do? You want to do that?
The defense.
All right, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
He makes it simple for our guys. What that allows is everything that he asks them to do, they can be physical, they can be violent, they can be aggressive, they can run to the football. And I think you're seeing that, right? And you're seeing that swagger, right, start to really show. It's been fun, right? And it's challenging, right? And we go out, and all of a sudden, hey, we win one, right? Hey, you know what? They win one. But we're just going to stick to our process, right, and keep challenging each other and keep raising the level of play.
So that was talking about going against Blake Baker's defense in practice. I don't know that we actually need to get into this any too much more of this. Tate, did you get to go out to practice yesterday or just the press conference?
Just the press conference. They started like 9:15 yesterday morning.
Damn. because it sounds like it was a pretty good battle back and forth between the wide receivers and the DBs. You know what? Let's do one more. This is Joe Sloan on the wide receivers. Final clip here, Alonzo. Joe Sloan on the wide receivers, and how do you discern who that top 3 is going to be?
The level from maybe guys that you haven't talked about, you see elevating. When I look at Aaron Anderson and Kyle Parker and the way that they're elevating throughout camp, you know, Shelton Sampson showed a lot of growth at some of his different opportunities. And, you know, we've talked about Xavier and we talked about all those different guys, but I think there's more than just those 3 who have been doing and flashing in different ways. I'm really excited about, you know, our couple young guys and where they can go. But Kyron, Chris, and CJ have played a lot of football, and you know, I think they're definitely showing it, and what they've done is when they have an opportunity to make plays, we've tried to put them in position to do that. And when they've had that opportunity, I think you've seen all 3 of them kind of rise to the occasion.
So pretty clear there. Kyron Lacy, Chris Hilton, and CJ Daniels, the coaching staff as of now, viewing them as the top 3. And then there's just a lot of battles going on underneath. We've heard good things about Beat at times. I've heard Kyle Parker had a couple drops, which maybe kind of affected his stock a little bit. That's great to hear that Aaron Anderson's putting it together. He was someone last year that you maybe thought was going to be a factor and just never quite came together. And then Shelton Sampson remains kind of the big, exciting, former massive recruit who, when he does figure it out, you would imagine, like a Chris Hilton, could have a really big impact on this team.
Do you feel like so we see 1, 2, and 3 how they laid them out there? Like, do you think that is the 3 that will go this? Like, if they're healthy, do you think that's the 3 that will be the 3 top guys?
I don't know. You know, I mean,
well, I know you don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it makes sense. Like, I
think
obviously
Lacey,
they have all
Hilton,
the experience. You have
Daniels
a speedster. Right, you have a big body guy who's going to be your one, and then you have CJ Daniels who feels like he's more of a possession guy. So you kind of check all the boxes from a physical standpoint, like mixture of skill sets. I guess why I say I don't know is Xavier Thomas is out right now. He's hurt. And how much does he factor in if he's healthy? That remains to be seen. And then, like, as you know, a guy like I don't think Shelton Sampson probably breaks into the top 3, but I do think, you know, 4 wide, 5 wide, he has a role to play and some opportunity to make plays for sure. Do you think it's going to be the top 3?
Yeah, I do. I mean, at the end of the year, I think I said it yesterday. I don't really know. I think it's going to be Lacey. As far as like receiving yards, I think it's going to be Lacey, Hilton, Daniels.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see either Xavier Thomas or Aaron Anderson, don't know which one yet, have a ton of catches and be, the quick screen, the now route, look route, whatever that might be. I think one of those 2 guys, you want one of them to go take that role.
Yeah.
And, you know, for a young player, sure, they'll make some exciting plays, but I think that 3 is pretty solidified right now.
All right, hour 1 in the books. We still got some recruiting news to get to. We got to get to Saints training camp as well. We got a ton left on the docket. More OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. That's AccuTempBR.com. Take control of your comfort zone today for all your AC, heating, and electrical needs. You want to go to AccuTemp. There's a reason why they have unbelievable reviews, and it's because service to the highest degree is at the core of everything you do. I actually went to get my hair cut yesterday. AC was out. Who was in there? AccuTemp. Who got it rolling again? AccuTemp. Because that's what they do. They're there when you need them. They get the job done correctly and immediately, and they go the extra mile. I've told the story about old boy running all around town on a Friday afternoon for me, finding the one part we needed to get the AC coming. We had company coming to town. They saved the weekend. They'll save you. AccuTemp Baton Rouge.
Go to that website today. You can check out some of the reviews. You can check out all the things we tell you about every single day about all the great reviews you'll see for AccuTemp. You can also schedule your appointment, AccuTempBR.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the 2 together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at GuaranteeMedia.com.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Thursday, August 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 99. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll talk the latest with LSU football recruiting, and we'll get into a little New Orleans Saints as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Hour number 2 of OTB. Hope you're having an excellent day, my friends. First day of school. Thank you to all the teachers and educators out there. Kids, listen to your teachers. Be respectful to them. If you're listening to this. Carfax. Derek Carr averaged 7.1 yards per attempt in 2023. Brian, I don't think you get Carfax. That's not good. We don't want to highlight these sort of Carfax, okay?
Well, no, the Carfax has to tell the story of the car.
Yeah.
Just like Holden
We
Mayo
trying to
said.
sell this car, though, dog.
If it's got frame damage, you have to disclose that.
We trying to sell this car, though, man.
But if you bought the car and it turned out to be janky, wouldn't you be pissed?
So
you
that
gotta
ain't
lay
my
out
problem.
all the facts.
You know, that ain't my problem.
If you're the one selling the car, yes, it is.
No, it's literally not. It's the person buying the car's problem.
I guess.
Like once it's off the lot, sorry, no take backsies. You know.
Wow.
Get out of here.
So you're
That's
just
how you do
okay with
business?
being a scammer?
Yeah. Does being a scammer allow me to support my family?
Hey,
and
you
make
making
it?
money either way.
Wow. Now
Either way, you're making money. I get it.
Yeah, see, Taylor gets it.
Yeah, because
You're
he's
on
a
the
bully.
same page as Taylor. That ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
You
Sounds like T-Bob's
you're gonna wear
going far in life.
Your
Yeah.
Letterman
Yeah,
jacket
I agree.
and lean on the fence the year after you graduate.
Derek
Ooh,
Carr's an
that is
amazing
rough.
quarterback in Madden 2019. True.
I never miss one of these things.
Shout out CJ
the
Daniels. You
homecoming
mentioned him.
game.
we missed it. We mentioned him at the end of last hour talking about the wide receivers. C.J. Daniels named to the Biletnikoff Award watch list.
Yeah, he was a dog last year.
No, I know. Kyron Lacy not. What do you think, Taylor? Some extra motivation for Kyron?
I mean, probably, right? And last week, Nussmeier and Kyron Lacy were named to the Maxwell Award watch list, so something to keep an eye on there.
I always assume Maxwell's a quarterback award. Is it best offensive player?
Look, after Malik Neighbors didn't win the Biletnikoff last year, and we already knew this, and look, LSU's benefited from some of this and other awards. Marvin Harrison Jr. wasn't the best receiver last year, and he won the award. He's a great player. I think he's going to play for a long time in the NFL. There was no doubt who the best receiver in the country was last year.
Yeah.
So, honestly, outside of the Low Man Award for the nation's best fullback, I don't really care about awards.
So Steve Perez with a pretty good point in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. He says C.J. Daniels averaged about 20 yards a catch. That doesn't say possession receiver to me. He also scores a lot of touchdowns. Yeah. So he had 55 catches last year, 1,067 yards, 10 tuds. I guess I would say that I wonder if that same explosivity will translate directly in the SEC. But beyond that, maybe you're right, Steve. Maybe I'm guilty of paying him as a possession receiver because of his size, and that's kind of what he feels like more. Maybe he'll surprise me, and he'll be that big chunk guy. It does feel, though, like that's probably Chris Hilton's role more than anybody's kind of taking over in that Brian Thomas role from last season.
When you look at some of his bigger games, he was explosive like they're talking about. I mean, and I know the average is the average for a reason, but there's games where he averaged, like he had 7 for 157, 22 per catch. He had a game where he had 4 for 129, 32.3 per catch. He had a game where he had 5 for 157, 31.4 catch. And like the longs in there are like 51, 49. So it wasn't like he had like an 80 85 yarder, which again, if he scored the 80, 85, that's him. And it shouldn't matter. I hate that conversation. But like even against Oregon, like to your point, he did have 8 for 79. That might be where he lives in an LSU uniform, which that's going to win you a lot of football games. If C.J. Daniels goes out there and has a performance like that, and Kyron Lacy has a performance like we're expecting him to have, and Chris Hilton has that one, we talk about it all the time here, 2005, like Benny Brazil, like he was our, hey, we're going to stretch the field.
Yeah.
We're going to see how far Jamarcus can throw it, and Benny's going to go catch it. Like if Chris Hilton can be that, I think Chris is going to be way more than that. But like Benny was so good for us because we had different receivers, but nobody was like Benny. Benny could do things nobody else could, and you have to know how to utilize. So you have 3 guys that you really believe in. You have to make sure that you're utilizing their skill set and trying to make the best for what they do. Now, we don't know C.J. Daniels in an LSU uniform. Maybe that changes, but they have 3 receivers that I think are completely different. Now you got to go use them like they're different.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, I agree. Right. And I think that Joe Sloan's going to be, look, I think Sloan understands that as well. And he's going to create a system that does use them to take advantage of their individual skill sets. That's exactly what he was talking about when he was talking about running the ball and how, hey, look, as an offensive coordinator, you got to look at your offense and say, hey, where are we strong? And then we have to customize to try to highlight that. I'm sorry. People keep telling me about lemon suits. I got distracted. Flynn just texted us.
No.
Because you're trying to sell a lemon.
A car that is like unsellable, like you shouldn't sell it. Like just go ahead and total it is a lemon.
Yeah. Oh, I never knew that was specifically like a total car. I thought a lemon was just like any sort of like bad deal that
it's
you've
just
been given.
It's like completely this shouldn't be on the road. That's
that's ridiculous. Derek Carr's not a lemon. I mean, the 12th.
I mean, you got. I don't know.
12th highest rated quarterback in the NFL is a lemon. To be painfully clear. And as we always talk about, what do you do when life gives you lemons?
You buy the used car.
You make lemonade. Thank you, Taylor. Speaking of wide receiver, in some recruiting news, Khalil Lockett, a 4-star target for the LSU Tigers, has committed to Texas. Now, of course, he is from Texas, but you had some headway with Lockett. Maybe you thought you could get in, but look, Lockett cited proximity to home. He cited the fact that Steve Sarkisian's done really well with wide receivers, getting them drafted in the first round, having Devontae Smith win a Heisman and whatnot. And so he has chosen to take his talents to the Longhorns. Jamie French is the next 4-star wide receiver, or is he 5-star? Actually, 5-star wide receiver that is on the docket. LSU will have a seat at the table for that. I don't think it's. I don't think I could say that I think LSU will get French, but it will be their next major target. You already have Tyron Francis, Derek Meadows, as far as wide receiver goes, on board. So it's maybe part luxury, part need, but it's not like you have nobody from that position group. One guy to watch from a recruiting perspective today is 4-star safety CJ Jim Coley. Now, LSU, we mentioned it, the on-3 pick is for LSU to the tune of 90%, what Shea Dixon wrote earlier. It's between LSU, Stanford, Alabama, and Tennessee. Of course, you already have one 4-star safety in Jace Thomas in this class. Jim Coley will make it 2. Jim Coley said he's already made his choice. He's just going to make it public, I believe, today, correct? I believe commitment day is today. And there's a lot of LSU ties here, Jake. Frank Wilson continuing to pay dividends. Jim Coley's father's from New Orleans. He went to O.P. Walker when Frank Wilson was a coach there. His grandmother still lives in New Orleans. He grew up an LSU fan. And, well, it looks like potentially when he commits later today, maybe he'll be taking his talents to Baton Rouge. So this 2025 class continues to get stronger. Oh, well, potentially if you have the safety, but you do miss out on Kalik Lockett, a guy that you'd put a lot of time and effort into.
Yeah, you have. And, Jamie French is somebody that he's also been kind of tied to Texas, but would this change the math there? Like, if you see a Lockett go there, like, hold up, wait a minute. Like, do I want to go join that receiver, or do I want to kind of create my own path and maybe be the top receiver in a class? And so LSU still has an opportunity there. And don't forget, Derek Meadows is somebody that already committed to LSU. He's a number 7 receiver in the country. So they have some substance there. They just missed out on Lockett. Haven't missed out on French just yet. And then DeCoria Moore obviously went to Oregon, flipped from LSU to Texas to Oregon. So that position, you still have some opportunities there. I love hearing defensive backs right now. That stock up all the defensive backs that you can. It's a position where you needed to really just start to build back the tiers of greatness for that room. And so I like that position because I never worry about receiver at LSU. I just don't. Like, even when LSU,
well, we used to say that about DBs too, which is crazy.
I know, but now you're not there because you've missed on some, but also you've brought players out of the portal because of necessity that haven't worked out, and you feel like you now got the godfather of DBU back in Corey Raymond, and so that's a position where you got to stockpile. Like, again, like receivers, just one that you go back to when LSU was running toss dive, they still had dogs at
receiver.
From
Nick Saban on, you've had incredible receivers. You've had a really wild lineage of NFL receivers.
Gosh,
sure.
like even Josh Reed and Eddie Kennison and some, like, just look at the names when LSU football wasn't even like great there in the 90s. I know Josh Reed's more early 2000s, but they've always had guys there.
Go to K to Z window coverings, ktozblinds.com, ktozblinds.com. Brandon Barton and the team out to your home. They'll tell you exactly how the sunlight interacts with your home at every single portion of the day. The science of this, the depth to which it can change your home will really blow you away, guys. But look, let's say you got like an outdoor kitchen. Maybe you just have a grill out there. You got a little TV set up, but it's hot as hell. Okay. You want to be more comfortable for football season? Look into some exterior shading from K to Z. It's what Jake did for his outdoor kitchen. And not only do you have the benefits of while you're grilling and chilling, watching TV, it helps the glare, it helps the temperature, but it helps the inside of your home as well. It can literally save you money on your bills. So have the team out. Let them bring your home to the next level. K to Z window coverings, ktozblinds.com. So to update our Jim Harbaugh story, the NCAA has officially levied a punishment to Jim Harbaugh. They've given him a 4-year show cause and a 1-year suspension, meaning he is out of college football for 4 years. Runs through August 6, 2028. A show cause is just that if you have a show cause on you, the school wants to hire you, they have to go before the NCAA and justify the hiring, and then still you're not able to really be involved in too many of the activities from the team. I thought Harbaugh's lawyer, Tom Mars, said it best. Quote, the way I see it, from Coach Harbaugh's perspective, today's decision is like being in college and getting a letter from your high school saying you've been suspended because you didn't sign your yearbook. If I were in Coach Harbaugh's shoes and had an $80 million contract as head coach of the Chargers, I wouldn't pay any attention to the findings of a kangaroo court which claims to represent the principles of the nation's most flagrant repeat violator of federal antitrust laws.
Yeah.
I mean, that just shows you what tough waters the NCAA is. And also, like we said yesterday, how comical this all is that because on the surface, it has the feelings of a legal proceeding. But then you have to remember, this is not a court of law. This is just the NCAA, which, as Mars talks about, we are finding out more and more from a legal perspective, has been flatly illegal for well over a century now.
Yeah, like they probably feel like they've done something here. It's like, oh, we got him. We got the show clause. Like, he ain't coaching in college. He's always wanted to be an NFL coach.
Yeah.
That's what he's wanted to be. And that's why he left Stanford to go to the 49ers. And my hopes, being a Chargers fan, is that he does a great job and you don't ever have to worry about it. But the only place he was going to really leave the NFL for was probably going to be Michigan, if you wanted to go back to college where he played, right? Something that meant something to him. So NCAA probably thought they were really going to do something by giving this out, but you heard from Harbaugh's lawyers, yeah, okay, cool.
I just love how direct he was. Where, yeah, if I had an $80 million contract to be head coach of the Chargers, you think I'd give a damn if the NCAA? The analogy, because I was trying to find an analogy myself, and then Mars just kind of nailed it. The analogy of you're already in college, you're halfway through the semester, and you get a letter from your high school saying they've suspended you. Like, what? Okay, sure, whatever, dude.
You can't get your report card till you turn in your library book.
It's just so irrelevant to my current, just everything, to my life. It's like it literally does not matter. Again, I find it a little depressing for the people whose job it is in NCAA enforcement to every day really work hard to create these rulings and give out these pronouncements when you might as well just be pissing in the wind. Like, it just means nothing.
I feel like the Cajun Cannon probably said pissing in the wind a bunch. It feels like that's something he would say.
I don't know that he did, actually, to be fair. I don't know I've heard that so much or why that sticks with me so much, but I don't believe, I actually would not qualify that as one of the canon sayings.
Oh man, it feels like he'd be great at saying it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Huh. I wonder. I don't know. Scott says, I would say Harbaugh's probably laughing his ass off, but he doesn't have one. Yeah,
he doesn't, man. He's,
flat boy.
True. No booty.
Little flat boy, boot bow. All right. When we get back, I think we're going to do this. I want to touch on a couple of major pieces of college football news as a couple of premier programs suffering a couple of premier injuries that could literally change the playoff picture. I also want to get to the New Orleans Saints, another practice down. We got preseason game coming up in just 2 days. We have Dennis Allen sound. I don't know if we're going to play any Dennis Allen sound. We'll see. I'll lean on Alondra and see if she thinks that any of the Dennis Allen sound is worth. Maybe the Justin Simmons stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
maybe
going to say,
the Justin
spoiler
Simmons
alert,
stuff.
probably the only thing that's of interest is the Justin Simmons stuff.
Yeah, that's what we'll do then. That's what we'll do. Keep it locked this hour here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. You need pools, any size or type of fence, any outdoor kitchens. You want to put some turf in your yard or replace your yard with turf. All outdoor construction needs, it's at Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. Remember, at Pinnacle, we build the spaces, you build the memories. And that's what this is all about, right? Making your home the place that you want to be, that your kids want to be, that you want to bring people over to, making the home of your dreams. Go to PECbuilt.com, look at the gallery, prepare to be blown away by the quality and the artisanship. That's Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
Yeah, we also want to remind you, residential and commercial, certainly like even for that outdoor turf space, like if you own a business and you're trying to change your space, right? You got somewhere that doesn't doesn't drain well, or maybe it holds water and you want to be able to use that space. Nothing better than artificial turf. Also, who doesn't want a putting green in their backyard, a place to work out? You can find all of that at pecbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Off the Bench here on 1045 ESPN, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. If you want to get involved, you always can in the chat there. Champ asking, if Dennis Allen stands in front of a microphone for all the world to see, doesn't make a sound. It's a good call. It's very funny. All right, let's get into a couple of those college football stories that I was mentioning. A couple of injury stories, which you hate at this time of year, but it is camp. This is when they start to pop up. We'll start with the Texas Longhorns, Jake, as their RB1, C.J. Baxter, has suffered a season-ending knee injury. It looks like the PCL and LCL. Is it LCL? Right, yeah. But it's brutal. You hate this news. Last year, he was someone who was the starter, got hurt, still had a role to play, still had very big games down the stretch, but again, was fully expected to be RB1 this year. Now, without him, you're in a bit of an unknown. You have a cat, Jaden Blue, who had okay stats last year. He played well, and he was expected to share the load with Paxton this year.
He's good. He's really like covering that Washington game, watching him even without the football. He had a fumble, and you know how it is. You fumble out there, like get out. But like he was a difference maker during the game, and would have loved to see like maybe if he stayed in that game. So CJ Baxter's a loss, but watch out for Jaden Blue.
They still got Jaden Blue. They got Trey Wisner. They signed freshman Jarrett Gibson, number 2 running back in the country, number 59 overall prospect. So it's not a death knell for Texas. It's a blow. But, again, I mean, Texas' strength lies in Quinn Ewers mainly, and maybe that Texas offensive line. Like, they have enough backs with Steve Sarkisian where they should be able to have success. The much more impactful injury, to me, is what happened to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yep.
Notre Dame losing their starting left tackle, Charles Jagusa. Now, Jagusa was a cat who was going to be a true sophomore. He did not play a lot last year. Basically, he only really played like 73 snaps, pretty much all of them came in the ballgame. But he was supposed to be the next big thing on that Notre Dame offensive line, to the point where despite the fact that he was a true sophomore and there was a wide open competition going at right tackle, there was never even a whiff of competition at left. Like, he had that job locked down. It was supposed to be, in fact, I found a headline from The Athletic, Jake, from a few weeks ago, quote, "The making of Charles Jagusa, Notre Dame's no-frills offensive lineman of the future. Blue chip prospect, state champion wrestler." The dude was seeming like he was going to be really good. Now, he tears his pec. He is out for the season. What that means, Notre Dame going to have not one, but 2 brand new starting offensive tackles going into that A&M game. 2 guys that were unclear who was winning the job at right will now be at right and left, and then your depth is hurt, obviously, because, well, because where you had 2 for 1, now you got 2 for 2. The thing about this is, you're like, Tebow, what does this matter that much, right? It's a left tackle injury. It matters because of the context. It matters because that Notre Dame has over a 50% chance of making the playoff, according to ESPN. It matters because when we looked at games that mathematically we would think could have the biggest impact on the playoff picture, this game was top 10, despite being this early. And then you had like your Michigan, Ohio States, obviously your Penn State, like all those. But this game, despite being the week 1, this was one of the top 10 most impactful playoff games in the country. And it matters because you got 2 brand new starting tackles with a transfer quarterback, a new offensive coordinator going against Mike Elko and one of the most fearsome pass rush tandems in the entire country. So in case you missed who Texas A&M added and returns in their front 7 this year, they returned Shamar Turner, who from the interior had 10.5 tickles and tiffles and 6 sacks last year. 10.5 tickles. That's what we should call him. How many tickles did you have today?
How many tickles you have, bud?
10.5 tiffles, 6 sacks from the interior. And, remember, he's the guy at Media Day that like is now like 320 and not fat at all, and Tommy Moffitt's got him all jacked crazy. They signed Cassius Howell from Bowling Green, who we'll see how he translates, Jakes, but he had 9.5 sacks, 10.5 tiffles himself. Happen again. And then the biggest addition, Nick Scorton. Oh, who's he? Oh, no big deal. He just led the Big Ten in sacks last year at Purdue. Had 10 sacks, 15 tiffles. So you're telling me you're working in, like I said, new quarterback, new coordinator, 2 new offensive tackles, and those are the guys you're going against in College Station with everything to play for? A bit of a nightmare scenario here for Notre Dame.
But how many tickles did he have, though?
Tickles given up, Jagusa? I don't know. I'd have to check the bowl game stats.
Okay.
But it's going to be, again, Scorton had 15 tickles. Howell had 10.5. Shamar Turner had 10.5.
Yeah.
That's a lot of very productive pass rushers going against guys that have never done it before, as if it already wasn't going to be hard enough for your first ever start to be in Kyle Field.
I still have questions about Notre Dame, too. I wasn't ready to give myself over to them like a lot of people were. They return a lot of their defense, which is Marcus Freeman, obviously his side of the football. He played linebacker at Ohio State. He's been a defensive coordinator. But the offense still, like, only returning 5 starters, and Riley Leonard's a really good player when healthy. But that ankle injury that he had, I mean, it kept him out of last year for a large portion of the season. It kept him out of spring football this year. Like, I still got questions about his health because they're going to go as he goes. If he's not healthy, Notre Dame's not the same team. And you start to look around some of their playmakers as well. They've got to show me a little bit more. Like Bo Collins coming over from Clemson, he was never really what he was supposed to be at Clemson. Like, he's just okay. So the offense is where all my questions lie. And if Riley Leonard's not healthy, then this is not a team that I think can go very far.
So have you heard whispers about Leonard's health, or are you just surmising from?
He didn't practice in the spring. And, I mean, he's been back in practice, but, I mean, he had another procedure. And if he's not fully healthy, or if he takes one shot to the ankle and it's not the same, I mean, they're banking on him being a large portion of the offense. I mean, he's a guy he's a dual threat guy. He can do both.
There's just so many elements working in A&M's favor here. Mike Elko knows Riley Leonard. Mike Elko is an elite defensive mind. Mike Elko will have a huge personnel advantage on that line. Like, where are Notre Dame's advantages here? I guess the A&M offense is still a big unknown, right? Like, we don't like this has kind of defensive battle written all over it. I feel like outside looking in. And we know under Marcus Freeman that Notre Dame's defense should be pretty damn strong and pretty damn frisky. I mean, they shut down Ohio State last year. Should have won that game if not for, I mean, we talk about Cristobal. That was probably the biggest coaching gaffe of the entire season, having 10 men on the field and still nearly stopping Ohio State from scoring the game-winning touchdown. But yeah, I was already leaning A&M in this game. This is like, especially if you're going to give me A&M at plus odds. Are they plus odds right now in that game?
Last time I looked, I thought that. Let me check the line.
So I'm thinking a little A&M money line feels like a fun little week 1 play here. While we're out at whatever Vegas pool party watching all these Saturday games on giant screens.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Sounds awesome. Money line.
It's probably not going to be.
Not too much anymore. It's probably going to be, damn near a pick 'em, maybe even A&M slight.
Because I'm looking at some of the big week 1 matchups. Georgia right now is a 2-touchdown favorite against Clemson.
Yeah.
Penn State's 10.5 over West Virginia.
I'm not touching that because I feel like Penn State will smash.
Miami's 2.5 over Florida.
God, if you bet on the toilet bowl, you're a man.
And that's going to be in the swamp, as we mentioned. So,
Taylor, where would you bet on the toilet bowl? I mean, can you trust Cristobal and company?
A&M -1.
Oh, so it did. Yeah, so it has shifted to A&M. Yeah, the home field advantage matters, dude. Okay. There you go. Not going to get plus
Where's
odds.
the toilet bowl?
Where is the toilet bowl?
What's the toilet bowl?
Miami, Florida.
Is it at Miami?
Swamp.
Okay, it's
it's
in
at
the
the swamp. I'll take Florida.
I'm not taking Miami as a road favorite. That feels crazy to me. But then again, Ed Ogeron's on the staff.
Taking Florida still.
I think I'm going to take Miami.
So you will roll. Look, I mean, you know what? After knowing that all the Ogerons are there, maybe I'll roll with you. We'll see. I got a lot of time left to continue to. I need to read about how Miami's camp is going. Even though you're going to read about it, it's probably going to be like everything's great, but still, maybe we can parse through all the BS and try to find some kernels of truth about how Cam Ward is fitting in down there in Miami. All right. When we get back here and off the bench, let's get to Saints, guys. Saints practice day 12. Saints preseason coming up this Saturday. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. You need steel, man. You want to go to Community Steel over there in Gonzales, Louisiana. They're local. They got the best products, okay? And you're like, oh, T-Bob, I don't believe you. Okay, well, go look for it. It's right there. It's in Gonzales. It's not some national company where you're just ordering online, dealing with answering machines, dealing with emails. No, you're dealing with humans, face-to-face, product that you can touch, feel, and taste. And the best prices. Because they buy direct from the wholesale and they manufacture everything themselves. No middlemen jacking up on the back end. So, roofing, purlin, sheet metal, steel building, steel accessories, it's all at Community Steel Company.
Go to the website today, communitysteelco.com, see where they're located so you can go see them over in Gonzales, Louisiana. As you know, they've been open for over an hour and a half already waiting on you. But if you can't get there today, give them a call at 225-647-2020.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
The best kept
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Rolling right along here. Let's talk a little New Orleans Saints as camp day 12 in the books. We'll get into some practice notes real quick. But before that, Tyrann Mathieu apparently went to the Justin Simmons dinner last night. So here's to hoping that, look, Tyrann Mathieu is an overwhelming personality and leader, and he carries himself with a charisma and a gravitas that I cannot overstate. And so I think that's big in terms of, combined with, as we talked about yesterday, Justin Simmons having so many connections to the coaching staff, as 2 of the coaches on this roster were his DB coaches in Denver, where obviously he had a ton of success. Apparently the Saints have been talking to Justin Simmons for a while now. It's just been that the money was kind of a non-starter. For whatever reason, they appear to be closer now. Let's go to Dennis Allen 7. This is how long they've been talking with Justin Simmons.
probably sometime in the spring there was a little bit of back and forth. We and he were not probably, on the same page in terms of what we were willing to do or what he's looking for. I think it's just getting closer to the season. I think we're probably a little closer on both sides, and so I think that's why you bring the player in. You have a chance to sit down and visit with him and see if things work out.
This is Alan Ford. This is on the decision to bring in Justin Simmons, kind of what it means for what you've seen out of that safety opposite of Tyrann Mathieu.
This is a guy that's been a good player in our league for a long time. He's a player that's shown an interest in us. We've got some connections with him in terms of guys on our staff that have worked with him, guys that have played with him. And so, look, I think that it's exactly what it is. It's a visit. He's coming in, and we'll talk about how we would see him, what type of vision that we would have for him. And then if what we're looking for and what he's looking for, if those things match up, then, we'll see if it goes further than that.
Speaking of how you would use him, this is Dennis Allen 13. Would Tyrann Mathieu and Justin Simmons play at the same time?
If we went down that road, I think we'd find ways to utilize those players. I think that's a strength of what we do. Is we find out what guys do really well. We put them in those situations to do that. We'll figure it out if that's the case.
So there you go. Justin Simmons eating with the Saints last night, meeting with them. Of course, Simmons, a 4-time All-Pro. I think it's like 4 of the last 5 years, something along those lines. Him and Tyrann Mathieu would seemingly make up one of the more exciting duos in the entire league. Also, it doesn't seem like Jonathan Abram, Jordan Howden, or anybody's really separated. They've been rotating about 4 guys there. And so we'll see, man. Money, look, if money was such an issue that you weren't even getting past the initial stages early on, I still don't feel very bullish about the money being right to both parties at this point. I don't think a 1-year deal or anything like that has a lot of particular appeal to Simmons at 31 years old. This is not like a Chase Young, come in and prove it, and then you'll be in line for another big contract. Because if you get to 32 without a long-term deal, then you're that much more unattractive, right? So I don't know if they'll be able to meet in the middle here. But if they do, you do, as we said yesterday, you get markedly better.
Yeah, but also, what leverage does he have as a player? He might not want to take a 1-year deal, but if he wants to still play, if he wants to continue being an NFL player, that might be where his career is at right now.
Yeah.
It might be at, hey, that's where I have to live. I have to live on some 1-year deals. And you know what? Sometimes that's okay. It's okay to get a 1-year deal, and hey, maybe I play myself into a 2-year deal. 2 years, $13 million, right? If I can show in New Orleans that I can be healthy, I can be a player that they can count on. That 1-year deal can be very important to you. And so for Justin Simmons, we sit here on August the 8th.
Yeah.
And he's not on an NFL roster. Do you want to go make a couple $1 million and play for the Saints? Or do you want to wait at home and hope that somebody calls you and you get the veteran league minimum whenever they call you?
He's obviously got, he's been pushing it, right? To still be available at this point with the amount of talent and the resume that he has, he's been willing to stand his ground. So I wonder, is it maybe he's finally eroding down? I don't know. We'll see. We'll continue to try to update the latest on Simmons and whether or not he got out there with an offer, whether he's gone. We remains to be seen. In terms of Saints practice notes yesterday, Demario Davis and Jalen Ford were still out watching practice with their jerseys on. You had Marshawn Lattimore watching practice in street clothes as he continues to deal with that hip flexor. Other notable names that were out, Paulson Adebo, Rashid Shaheed, Kendre Miller, Nick Saldivari. So a bit of a light injury bug. No major injuries, which is good. Knock on wood, right? That's always what you want. But little nagging things here or there, certainly. And apparently Mason Tipton and Willie Gay Jr. left practice early yesterday, which obviously you hope those two are okay. Those two have been some of the kind of standout new faces of this Saints training camp in California. It was a rough day for Trevor Penning yesterday. In 9 team plays, he gave up 2 sacks to both Carl Granderson and Peyton Turner, and a run stuff. So that has not been like the consistent theme with Penning. It's been uneven, but yesterday was definitely one of the worst days. Even though I don't want to make too much of it. because we're definitely at a point with this guy where we just say, let's go prove it. But Peyton Turner continues to show up in a lot of these practice reports as being disruptive, making plays. I see you rolling your eyes, Taylor, but what's been the biggest problem with Turner? Health, right? Availability. He's been somewhat productive, actually, when he has played. And so maybe this is the year where he gets lucky and it comes together and he stays healthy. And, the guy's a physical freak. Maybe Peyton Turner. I'm not going to count on it. I'm not relying on it. I'm not, getting my hopes up for it. But just know that he's floating out there, and maybe Peyton Turner actually has a bit of an impact and contributes this year.
Oof, you got to get something out of him. He's first-round pick, and he's somebody that we were told could do multiple things, and that's why you selected him, because you felt like he could kick inside if he had to. He could play outside. He could rush the quarterback. He could do all these things, and it's going to be great. And it hasn't been anything. Like you said, he just hasn't been on the field.
No.
And counting on him right now would be a mistake. If anything you get from him is lanyard, anything, no matter what it is, it's not something that you were counting on right now. So, it is good to hear that he's healthy. It's a position that you went and got Chase Young because you didn't believe he could stay healthy. But if he can give you something, if he can give you literally anything, that's not something that you were counting on.
I almost think of Peyton Turner as a 3 technique now more. Am I wrong? Do you think is he still more of a DN? I think of him as being an inside guy.
He's still listed on the depth chart as an outside.
Okay.
As an edge rusher. But again, though, he has the ability to kick down inside and play both.
Yeah, certainly third down, it would feel like maybe, even though Brzez's probably your best interior third down, not probably, is your best interior third down pass rusher. But we know they've been doing things with kicking Cam Jordan down inside, having Carl Granderson and Chase Young on the edges. So I'm excited for Saturday. Real quick, 1 minute total. What are you most looking forward to seeing in Saturday's game against the Cardinals?
The easy one would be the quarterback battle between Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, it's me too. I'm right there. Rattler's got a lot of hype now.
I'll go the opposite, though. Not the opposite, but I'll go somewhere else. I'll go running back. I'll go, what does Kendre Miller do? What does Jordan Mims do? How can they solidify their spot on this roster? Because Kendre Miller, Nick said, it ain't guaranteed.
No.
He's on this roster
even
right
before
now.
He was out, he was already he was on the second field, whereas Mims is ahead of him on the.
Yeah, he's ahead of him. Look, he's ahead of him. I want to see how that plays out because they're going to get their opportunity. You're not going to see a lot of Alvin Kamara. You're probably going to see very few snaps from Jamal Williams, being a veteran that he is. I want to see those two players, one of them go get it, one of them take that position over. I think it's going to be a role for the Saints because Jamal Williams is not like AK, right? So you need somebody that can kind of be the in-between those two players. I think both these players have that skill set, but one of them's got to go win the job.
Speaking of AK, he continues to thrive during camp. I really think this offense is going to help bring him back to life more so than maybe any other player on this roster. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour 2 of OTB. Then we got Big Deal or No Big Deal. We got Munchies. We got a Tay-Tay NFL Story of the Day. Keep it locked here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. You want Gordon McKernan injury attorneys to fight for you, stand up to the big insurance companies to get you what you deserve? Well, it's all at getgordon.com, or you just call the number that I just gave you. You go to getgordon.com, though, you can see the number of cases that they handle. It's a ton of different kinds. You can see real results for past satisfied customers. You can fill out consult forms right there online where they get in touch with you immediately and see how Gordon gives back to the community through a lot of Gordon Gives initiatives. You should also follow him on social media where you can see great content with a lot of your favorite athletes. The G Team, as Gordon continues to be a pillar of the NIL era here at LSU. Go to getgordon.com today.
Yeah, go to the website, find all the information that you need. And also, like T-Bob said, on social media, see what they're doing in your community. See what they're doing with your favorite athlete at Get Gordon. Always going to be the handle there as well. Now, your area code in Louisiana, if you want to give them a call, that area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I'm still just watching the Colorado darts-only edit they put out yesterday on Twitter. I don't know what social media intern needs to get in trouble for this, but Colorado put out a video with Shedeur Sanders. He's dropping back in practice, says darts only. He gets sped up by the D-line, which is not good because that D-line does not look good. And the offensive line was a massive problem last year. But he gets sped up and he throws the ball, and it looks like, to my eye, it's going to fall incomplete. And then they cut to a completely different play in what was a good throw and what was a touchdown, and try to paint it as if it was all the exact same play. If you watch on YouTube, you see it right here. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that ball's. Oh wait, no, touchdown, darts only. Which that has 12.5 million views now because the internet started playing the hell out of it. And you got to give credit to whoever the Arkansas Razorbacks social media intern is, because they did the exact same formatting. Darts only, #fall camp. And it's Tylen Green kind of throwing a little short pass. Then they cut to a deep ball edit. Then they cut to the ball being caught. Really fantastic stuff.
I'm pretty sure on the first clip, like when he's throwing the ball, I'm pretty sure you see number 10, who catches the ball in the second clip like run like a 5-yard out.
Yeah, I mean that's what
Right?
I'm saying. It's not. It's. I mean, and I'm not crazy, right? Yeah, that's him right there running out. You're right. Like that ball's falling incomplete. The receiver didn't come back to it. He tried to back shoulder it.
And it's a different receiver.
You thought you were gonna get away with that?
Yeah. What do you think was going to happen
Somebody, probably my favorite fan edit. I don't know what movie it's from, but you know the Lindsay Lohan movie where she's talking to the guy. Is it Lindsay Lohan? And he's trying to the quarterback from like the high school movie. And it's what everybody does when they're making fun of people throwing the ball. He has an awful throwing form.
Oh, yeah.
And they put that clip straight into the Colorado catching the ball clip. It is really great work there by the internet. A lot of pressure on Colorado this year, dude. Now, granted, I don't think that the athlete here's the Arkansas one. Darts only.
Well done.
Actually, the Arkansas helmet pads don't look awful. I don't know why. Maybe it's the red, but God, dude, those helmet pads look so freaking nerdy to me.
I hate. NFL, like the league gives you the option now to wear those in the game. I know if football, if football goes to where they're wearing those ugly things, I know they're better.
Are they? I don't know.
For head safety,
Are they though? Like I'm gonna need some real hard science proving it to me.
Come over to my side, T.
I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying. If I'm going to
tell me this little bubble pad works.
If I'm going to look like that much of a nerd, you're gonna have to convince. You know what doesn't look nerdy? Taylor, real quick on I tweeted out, but also you can just find it by Googling it. Look up the Illini's leather helmets that they made this year, Jake. So Illinois, to honor their very storied football past, which they have, right? They've created these custom old school uniforms, and they have hand painted each helmet with like realistic shading and whatnot to look like a leather helmet. And it is badass, dude. I think these are some of the best alternate uniforms. That's an okay picture of them. I don't love the lighting here. Give me some of the other pictures, Taylor. I mean, if you go to the Illinois football account,
send it in the OTB chat.
They have a lot. Oh, is that where I got it, Alondra? Did you send it?
You sent it this morning, I think.
See, guys, you can't get mad at me for not responding to your own text. Like I don't even freaking know what I send, right? So don't get mad at me if I don't.
We can still get mad at you.
What?
I mean, we can still get mad at you.
No, don't get mad at me. That's the point.
I do like those. We've seen some other teams try to do it, and it hasn't really hit.
Oh, man, there's a lot of stuff sitting in the group yesterday. I missed all this.
I mean, look at that. That's a better angle.
Yes, like that. That right there. Yeah. That's the picture that I love. It looks like a leather helmet. That's badass.
Yeah, I like that.
That's really cool. Shout out the Illini.
And I love the style that old Bert plays up there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Chill.
Bro, they're in trouble, dude.
Chill.
They're in trouble. They had that awesome secondary last year. Everybody's gone. I did a little Illinois preview the other day, and it's like they weren't good last year, and they lost a ton of guys to the NFL, and they lost transfers.
They lost Newton in the middle of the defense is the most important one.
And they got Luke Altmaier back at quarterback, which means nothing.
Wow.
This is probably – you think this is Bert's last year?
No, he doesn't. The expectation.
Or you think Illinois just doesn't care?
Yeah, they care, but not that much. So
I haven't thought about Illinois since they almost beat Michigan 2 years ago.
They should have. They got screwed.
Big deal or no big deal? Next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Online at 1045ESPN.com and with the free ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford.
You can hear all of your favorite shows on 1045 ESPN in crystal clear high definition. Tune to 98.1 and select HD2. WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Thursday, August 8th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 99. We'll kick off hour 3 of today's show with some big deal or no big deal at 9 a.m. And then LSU executive chef Michael Johnson joins us for our Munchie segment. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Off the Bench here on 1045 ESPN. Hope you're having a great day. It's time for a little big deal or no big deal.
Big deal. Ain't no big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal. No big deal. No big deal.
What's happening, y'all? All right, big deal or no big deal. The Patriots pulling out of Brandon Ayuk. But the kind of narrative that seems to be forming, though it does feel like maybe people are grasping a bit, Jake, is that Ayuk was not interested in the Patriots, even though New England was willing to make him a top 5 paid receiver in the entire NFL. Big deal or no big deal?
No big deal, because the Patriots are going to stink. They are not going to be a good football team, and so this doesn't really move the needle. When you look at the receiver position, it leaves a lot to be desired. They've got some names that maybe they can step up. Kendrick Bourne, he's on the PUP list. Jalen Reagor, who was famously taken a pick before Justin Jefferson by the Eagles right before the Vikings took Jets. He's on their roster. I think he's probably on his 4th team already. They took Baker out of UCF in the draft.
Took Reagor over Jets. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Just think of – well, no, they probably wouldn't have it. They probably wouldn't have A.J. Brown right now.
It's a fireable offense.
Yeah. So it's
well, not really. I guess they've done an awesome job building that team, but still.
Yeah, it's no big deal. No big deal because the Patriots, I don't think, are going to be
So that's kind of why you could argue it's a big deal, because it shows how badly the Patriots have fallen, right? That even when you're going to make a receiver top 5 league, he's like, nah, y'all are trash.
Yeah.
But because they've fallen so badly, I side with you, Jake. No big deal.
Big deal or no big deal, ESPN.com put out the 25 most important players in 2024's college football playoff race.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. We are heating up here.
And coming in at number 7 was the quarterback for the LSU Fighting Tigers, Garrett Nussmeier. And the tier that they put him in, quarterbacks with a potential game-changing leap in them. And he comes in, Cam Ward's at 8, Garrett Nussmeier's at 7, right behind number 6, Jackson Dart. Big deal or no big deal?
No big deal, because this is kind of what we knew. But it's maybe confirmation of our breakdown of the situation. We have never seen Nussmeier in extended starting roles, but in the flashes that we have seen, he's been tantalizing. As I said, the SEC is a conference that has the best quarterbacks in the entire country this year. Big 12 has good quarterbacks as well. Like there are other really good quarterbacks out there, but in terms of top-level Heisman sort of candidates, with Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Jackson Dart, who's a proven one that I'm missing? Help me. Oh, Jalen Milroe. I mean, that's a big 4 right there. And then it's kind of like, can Nico and Nuss force their way into that conversation? Like, because those are the already proven guys. Iamaleava and Nussmeier trying to prove that they belong there as well.
Taylor, is that a big deal or no big deal?
I think it's a big deal. I think that, you've seen the hype around these guys for a long time locally, but like we just talked about it, Garrett Nussmeier and Kyron Lacey are on the Maxwell Award watch list. Nussmeier's on this list. CJ Daniels is on the Bolitnikoff Award watch list. People are taking notice nationally about what this offense can be. I think it's a big deal.
Okay, what you got back there, Chris?
Big deal or no big deal, Olympic field hockey player Tom Craig from Australia was arrested Tuesday night after allegedly buying cocaine from a 17-year-old Paris drug dealer following his team's elimination from the Summer Olympics. Listen, you're in Paris.
Yeah, you're in pain.
You just got eliminated.
Yeah, you work so
nightlife
hard.
in Paris.
Just going to party.
Want to go party.
But
get caught up buying from a 17-year-old.
I would say
that part's not good.
Yeah.
The last part's not great.
No big deal because it's field hockey, so whatever. But
wow, you just hand waved an entire sport?
I hand wave every Olympic sport when it's not the Olympics, basically. It's what we all do. That's why the Olympics are exciting, is because it's the only time that we pay attention. Man. And it's awesome. That said, guys, again, you can't buy random Coke nowadays. I'm guessing it's not as bad in Europe, given the lack of proximity to maybe where the fentanyl and everything is flowing in from.
I would argue it's closer to where it's flowing in from than we are.
Oh, I thought it was more South America and Mexico. Maybe is it more Russia? I don't know. I mean, Russia's had crocodile for a while.
It's a China thing.
Oh, is it also a China thing? Okay. Well, then, so maybe it is very bad over there. Either way.
Also, they've got an influx of people going over there. So.
Well, either way, just be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful out there. Get test strips and whatnot if you want to do that sort of stuff.
Big deal or no big deal? I don't know if we talked about it on this show, but it's still funny, so I'm going to bring it up. Pitbull buys naming rights to FIU football stadium. It is going to be Pitbull Stadium.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, it's no big deal because it's FIU's football stadium, but I think FIU is genius here. Not only, Jake, are they getting paid by Pitbull over $1 million a year, but Pitbull has to do 12 social media posts promoting FIU. He's creating an FIU theme song. He's been deemed official entrepreneur for FIU athletics. And he has to go to 3 fundraising events a year for an hour. It would probably cost about $1 million to get 3 hours of Pitbull's time anyway. So you're getting paid, and all you're giving him is, I think he basically gets to do whatever he wants with the stadium for like 12 days a year. He gets 2 suites to every game. He gets to feature Pitbull artists at halftimes of games. But, like, I just feel like this, and we're talking about FIU, I feel like this is a home run move by FIU, and Pitbull Stadium's very funny.
Well, it's a big deal for Pitbull as well, right? We talked about, like, how does this guy do such a good job of staying in the spotlight? He just performed at the WNBA All-Star, like, halftime show, which I didn't know was a thing. Now he's got naming rights to a college football stadium. Like, shout out to Pitbull for staying in the spotlight.
Pitbull will pay the school $1.2 million per year for 5 years. His quote, "For me, what it boils down to is Miami is always known for being underdogs, no matter what we do and what level we take it to. Being underdogs is what I have always felt about FIU, fighting, clawing their way just to be seen, to be recognized, whether it be from education, business, or through sports." Yeah, I've always thought Miami underdogs.
Yeah. I love Chris Vanini called him the Robin Hood of college football, as remember the SEC paid him Texas paid him $2.3 million, or the whole party cost $2.3. He probably cost like $1 million of it or something to perform at their SEC entry party. So he took that SEC money, turned around, and gave it to FIU. Hell yeah, dude. Remember, Pitbull has that FIU money. Big deal or no big deal, Kirk Cousins reportedly looking very good at Falcons training camp.
Big deal. New team, right? New surroundings, new players around you, new coaches. You were a star in Minnesota. You've also got the number 8 overall pick, Michael Penix Jr., sitting there in the same room. So there's pressure there. You got to make sure the young buck doesn't come take your job. I think it's a big deal.
I would say, yeah, I mean, big deal because this is why the Falcons are the favorite to win the division, right? Is because of the Kirk Cousins upgrade. And, maybe I was hoping that you would be hearing that he was slowly coming back from injury and that he didn't look sharp, or he was still kind of like a little ginger, or maybe he wasn't gelling with the teammates. And it is talking season, so let's not go too far with it. But again, all the early returns from, all the Atlanta sports talk people that I still follow from back in the day, everybody seems pretty in love with Kirk Cousins already.
You remember when you, Danny, and Mario tried to tell me that Derek Carr was better than Kirk Cousins?
Just wait. Just wait.
Was that the beginning of the Carnies?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Just wait.
I mean, they would sit here and be like, couldn't believe that I would say that Cousins was better before last year.
Just wait.
Okay.
I will be vindicated.
Okay.
All right, here's a big deal or no big deal for you guys. San Francisco 49ers just days away from kicking off the preseason. They're already losing Brandon Ayuk, and Kyle Shanahan came out and said Christian McCaffrey has a calf strain. He's missing all of preseason practice. He should be ready for the start of the year. They're losing Brandon Ayuk. Their best player's injured, and he's on the cover of Madden. Is the curse back? So big deal or no big deal, Christian McCaffrey's injury.
Potentially massive deal. There's not a bigger fantasy player than Christian McCaff strain. You have, remember what that calf strain did to Joe Burrow and how much he struggled to come back from that. And that's not a position that even relies on explosiveness in the same way. A strain's weird because it's like the only way to heal it is by doing nothing. But how close is the bar to it getting hurt again? What have you always worried about with McCaffrey? Is the injury bug coming back? Yeah, this seems like a massive deal.
Yeah, that's a tough injury for a running back. It's certainly the one that plays like McCaffrey does. Trent Williams isn't there. All right, I don't think he reported yet. And
wow.
Right now your weapons are going to be Deebo Samuel, who we know a year ago wasn't happy. You're going to have Juwan Jennings, probably Ricky Pearsall, who you drafted in the first round. Elijah Mitchell would be your running back, I would assume. That's not the same offense that we saw in the Super Bowl. Big deal.
Big deal. Yeah, I agree with Champ. This all started with CMC missing the bowl game. Yeah. Bad character. Bad character.
I got another arrest story.
Okay.
Nelly got arrested for having ecstasy. Big deal or no big deal?
No.
Free Nelly!
No big deal.
Free Nelly till his backwards.
No big deal. It must have had a lot of ecstasy.
4 pills.
Really?
That's
So they
4
searched
ecstasy
it?
pills.
So
The
they
bigger
searched the hell
deal
out of his
is that
car.
he also got charged with no insurance. Like,
Yeah.
how do you not have insurance? That's the bigger deal.
Well,
Yeah.
I've run into situations where it's been like, you have your insurance auto drafted, right? And so you just,
And then or the card in your car is expired
like maybe the
or
card
something.
goes
Yeah.
bad or something, and you don't realize it, and then you get lucky and figure it out. So it's not when you're as famous as Nelly, and he probably is counting on other people to handle all that stuff for him. I'm not too surprised there. No big deal.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
He'll be fine.
Like, why are we arresting
Nelly?
for,
Yeah.
4 pills?
Yeah.
Come on, what are we doing
Let's
here?
let it slide.
Well, y'all didn't say that about the field hockey player.
I didn't say anything about the field hockey.
That's
I
what
laid out the
we both
scene.
said it was no big deal.
I laid out the scene for the hockey player. I was like,
Christian-
come on, it's Paris. You just want a little snow in Paris.
Christian McCaffrey. Heard it here first.
It's actually a good name.
So here's what you can't do in comedy. Like, you can't have one that's good, we laugh, and then you feel so good about it, you try to come back and get another laugh.
Yeah, that's it's a meta level comedy.
But you gotta wait for it. You gotta wait for it to come full circle. You didn't let it come full
No, you
circle.
No,
You
because
forced it.
this what we're doing right here is comedy.
No.
So this is meta level. The comedy isn't doing the thing that you're telling me that I'm not supposed to do.
No, the shine's completely off the first
It
time
is kind of funny because, that was 2 topics ago. And then T-Bob just randomly goes, Christian McCaffrey.
See,
Yeah,
Taylor gets
forcing
it.
it in
Exactly.
there.
And now you're giggling.
No.
Taylor gets it.
No,
That's
no,
the comedy,
no,
guys.
the opposite.
He's not
It's an
agreeing with
ironic
you.
comedy. You think that, but then why is he laughing?
Because
What's
he
the
thinks you're
point?
Because it
dumb.
was
He's
so
laughing
What's the
at
point
you.
of comedy? Hello, guys. Look, I can take you to water,
No.
but I can't make you have good opinions.
Oh,
Okay.
Gosh.
okay.
So
That's not how it goes.
Not
that's
at
exactly
all.
how it goes. I can teach you to fish, but I can't feed you. Okay, so y'all gotta learn that on your own. When we get back, Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. That's the website. All Star Toyota is the place, and it's off there off an airline in Goodwood, very conveniently located. Go see them today. Get your next vehicle. Maybe it's a brand new one. Maybe it's a Toyota certified used vehicle. Ton of different options there at All Star. When you buy a Toyota certified used vehicle, you still get that excellent Toyota Care warranty, so you have that peace of mind. And look, it's like, you want a luxury SUV, they got the Sequoia. You want a great sedan, they got the Camry. You want a great minivan, the Sienna is second to none. Tundra, Tacoma, like all of it. There at All Star Toyota, the best prices, the best people. All Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
Yeah, it's available in everything that they do as well. So a lot of times, if you're leasing, you can only pick from a certain, 2, 3, 4 vehicles. And everything's available. Like, certainly when you're renting, like, not everything would ever be available, but it is over at All Star. So no matter what you need for that rental, they've got you covered. All Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, get your questions in the chat. Got our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, answers all of your culinary queries every Thursday here, even when he's in the midst of the grind, still making time for us. Chef, how is morale in the kitchen, a week and some change into camp?
Yeah, so it's still good. Like everybody's grinding, man. I mean, we have a solid team. We hired a personality more so than talent, because I can teach somebody to cook. I can't teach them to come to work with the proper attitude. Right?
There we go.
So, yeah, and it's kind of interesting. When we talk about training camp, it's kind of like Groundhog's Day. You ask somebody in the kitchen what day it is, it's either Monday or Tuesday, right? It doesn't matter until it's that last Friday. It's just Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah, everybody's good.
Hashtag Munchies, is Chick-fil-A sauce better than Cane sauce?
Man, that's a good one. I in the spirit of supporting local, I got to go Cane's. I go to Chick-fil-A, but I also, I understand and support the idea of being closed on Sundays because of the religious background, but I'm hungry on Sundays too.
I feel you. Yeah, I will say this too: completely different sauces, right? Like, like flavor profile. So it just, do you want something more honey mustardy, or I don't know how I would say Cane's is.
I like the mayonnaise-based Cane's. It's something I think that anybody could make at home once they figure out the recipe. So I don't know. It's pretty simple and straightforward. And it's kind of Ramaladish, right? And I think that has
Ramaladish.
I like that.
that has some southern roots to it. Yeah, Ramaladish. Yeah.
What is your go-to dipping sauce? Like if you're ordering nuggets and fries, something like tenders and fries, something like that. What are you going to, like if you're at the house?
It probably just ranch dressing, like buttermilk ranch dressing. I really love. I put ranch on pizza.
Yeah, it's great on pizza.
Yeah.
What's your favorite ranch? Do you make your own?
So we do it at the Nutrition Center because we make it with like low-fat Greek yogurt and put like dehydrated vegetables in there to spice it up and give it a little heat and give it some texture and character. But if it's at the house, it's probably going to be Wishbone or Hidden Valley.
Hashtag munchies. My friend David says I'm a nerd for eating oatmeal for breakfast. Am I a nerd, or is he just a jerk who puts others down to make himself feel better?
I like oatmeal.
Well, if you're a Southerner, I think people are always going to say that because I think grits versus oatmeal is always going to be an argument in the South. I grew up on oatmeal, but I love grits, and then you get into this argument about buttery grits, creamy grits, sweet grits, savory grits, right? So I like oatmeal. In particular, I've taken a fondness for overnight oats, which is probably at the other, even further beyond the weirdness of oatmeal. So I don't know. I personally don't care what people think about me when I eat. So I just leave it there.
Hashtag munchies. Do you prefer store-bought beef jerky or jerking your own beef? What?
Oh, man.
It comes from Daniel Basham in the chat.
I'm just going to go with store-bought for today.
Okay, yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of overnight oats you doing? Because I like to partake in that game as well.
Yeah, so we use a few different flavors. We have a banana, a strawberry, a blueberry. Blueberry is really exceptional. Put a little bit of protein powder in there that helps gives a boost.
Yeah.
Like that sweetness from the fruits gives you kind of a quick boost, and the starches from the overnight oats kind of give you a longer boost with carbs in it. So it's a nice little morning starter, yeah.
Hashtag munchies. Does Chef use salt on his watermelon or any other fruits?
I like prosciutto on my watermelon. I don't necessarily. Yeah, absolutely. A salty ham, right?
Yeah.
I like salty cured meats with my watermelon. I won't sprinkle just salt on it. I like to pair it with something that's for lack of a better word, charismatic. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay, I'll have to try that out because I'm a big salt and watermelon guy. Dan, it's good. Says hashtag munchies. I don't know exactly what this is asking about. Maybe you will, Chef. Rank the French mother sauces.
Okay. So you have hollandaise. You have, which I think probably would be in my favorite, maybe.
Okay.
So hollandaise is like a egg emulsion, and it just get like if you've ever gone to a steakhouse and had a crap, Oscar style with béarnaise.
Yep.
That starts off as a hollandaise, and they put tarragon and vinegar and I don't know. I just like the egg emulsion. Below that, it's probably going to be a red sauce, like it's a tomato-based sauce. Which is, my Italian culture.
Mm-hmm.
The third would probably be, it's not Mornay, it's bechamel. So bechamel goes into it's a milk-based sauce with a roux in it, which it leads into like Mornay sauce. It leads into like queso dips and stuff like that. And I'm a huge fan of stuff like that. Let's see, velouté would be probably my bottom one. You take a chicken stock or a fish stock and thicken that with the roux, which like a lot of people would just call that gravy. But I kind of prefer the last, which is like a demi or a veal based. I forget what the actual name of it is, but it's a veal based reduction. It's kind of bitter, but it has a lot of character to it. So.
Chef, I've been using a lot of cottage cheese, like in the kitchen. It's been a go-to over the last couple of days and weeks. What's your maybe go-to dish for cottage cheese?
Lasagna. Yeah, I love cottage cheese and lasagna. You put it in there. You put it in there instead of ricotta.
Yeah,
and it's kind of a savory. Ricotta has a little bit of a sweetness to it and a little bit of sourness to it. I like the savory flavor of cottage cheese. My grandma used to make lasagna with cottage cheese. I absolutely love it.
What about maybe something a little less involved than like making a full lasagna? Do you have any like cottage cheese snack tips?
I just like to put diced tomatoes and red onions and cracked black pepper on it. If I'm just eating cottage cheese, great.
Okay, sounds great.
If I have a quart of cottage cheese at the house, I will protect my cottage cheese from my children because they will eat it, and I'll crack the black pepper in it before. I'll take it home, open it up, and crack black pepper in it first thing first, so they won't eat it. Yeah.
Hashtag Munchies. Has Chef ever had the Arabic meal kibini? Can Chef eat raw meat? What's kibini?
I don't know what kibini is. There's I'm not sure, but I do eat raw meat. There's lots of French dishes the same way that tartare and stuff like that.
So help me out here, Chef. Can you eat raw beef? Because I feel like you can't, but then isn't that what beef tartare is? How's this work?
Okay, so I got to be careful about what I'm saying here. Cause,
okay.
As long as it's high quality, fresh beef, you absolutely can. You want to inspect your beef, though. If it's got brown spots on it and it's got a little stench to it,
you need to go to the doctor.
Yeah, right. You shouldn't do that, right? But if you have a high quality piece of beef, because beef doesn't get bacteria on the inside of the meat, it gets bacteria on the outside of the meat, and it will slowly work its way in. So,
okay.
Cutting a slab of ribeye, for instance, if you're trimming your ribeye and you shave a little piece of ribeye off, it absolutely is. The bacteria is not on the end; it's on the outside. So as long as you're trimming that stuff off, I salt it, to give it some flavor. And I've done it with some of the football guys, who eat well done steaks. I'm trying to convince them to eat a medium steak. That if they'll try a medium, I'll try it raw. Right? Now I don't suggest doing it a lot, and I'm not saying go out and do it generally, but I'm just saying I personally have done it several times because I know the quality of my meat. I know my vendor. I know where the beef comes from, all that kind of stuff. So, I can say that it is edible and without getting sick under those circumstances.
So Avo's saying kibini. I'm still saying it wrong, but Avo's our local Syrops correspondent, and he says it's raw meat blended together with spices.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds great.
And if you consider, a lot of those spices are going to prohibit, coffee grinds and cayenne are going to prohibit bacterial growth.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. They used to use coffee to cure meats or prolong the life of meats because bacteria don't like that. There's acidity in coffee beans and cayenne obviously has the spice to it, and bacteria, if it's not pleasant to you or I, it's by and large it's not hospitable to bacteria either. So it doesn't completely prevent, but it will most definitely slow down the bacterial growth. So those spices are kind of preventing that. It's kind of the equivalent of squeezing a lemon juice on an oyster, right? It's going to help deter the bacteria.
Hashtag Munchies. When using food in one's lovemaking, are the salty beet meats best?
I'm kind of into sweets myself.
Yeah. You never just wanted to just lay a piece of prosciutto over an exposed thigh?
I've always kind of thought it would be kind of neat to have a human body as
a plate.
Yeah. To use as a device to put food on. And
hell yeah.
But I think not now, and there's people that look at that as demoralizing, but I think it's like a celebration myself. So I don't know. You take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, it could be like an art piece. Taylor, I want to cover you in prosciutto and pretend that I'm eating your skin.
And I don't know, for some reason, I think like sushi, high quality, high grade, I wouldn't put, meatballs or something, meatloaf or anything like that. It's got to be something worthwhile.
I want to eat spaghetti out of your belly button. Get over here.
Oh man, this is a good one.
All right, Chef. Well, look, we'll let you go because you are deep in the grind. You in the entire kitchen, keeping this football team fed and powered up and ready to go. Real quick, how's camp going for the boys? How do you feel they're holding
they look
up?
Good. Honestly, I don't know how they do it, man. I go outside and just watch them practice, and I break out in sweat. And those guys are out there hustling and busting their backsides, man. It's incredible to watch these guys do what they do, man. They have good character. They're specimens of the human body that man. There's a few guys that just have put on muscle and tone and cut, and it's impressive to watch, man.
There he is, Chef Michael Johnson, our favorite executive chef ever, the man keeping your tigers fed and good to go. Chef, thank you so much, brother. You have a great day.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Chef.
Chef Michael Johnson. Coming up next, more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. GEAUXTommies.com. GEAUXTommies.com. You need a hardy plank or vinyl siding. You need wood or vinyl windows. You need any type of doors. You want Tommy's, okay? You check out some of the advantages of vinyl windows. They're energy efficient, right? So, again, this is another thing that you want to expect, but saves you money. 5 reasons to work with Tommy's. Fully licensed insured, 20 years of experience, work in Baton Rouge throughout Louisiana, 8-time winners of the Angie Super Service Award, and provide free professional estimates. Tommy's. Go to Tommy's.com.
Go to the website, check out what they can do for you. They've got a gallery of work. They've got testimonials from past clients, but we remind you every single day, don't worry if you don't see it there, because you can bring Tommy and the team in. They're going to look at your job if you want a custom job, and they can get that done. Go to the website today to find all the contact information at gotommys.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What happens if you pour liquid nitrogen in boiling water? Whoa. Pretty cool explosion, turns out. Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Taylor, and Alondra hanging out with you today. Shout out Chef Michael Johnson. Always down to clown, even when he's working 24/7, keeping this football team fed. I can't help but notice none of y'all offered up opinions on what food you'd most want to eat off of a body.
Don't have one.
No?
No.
No overnight oats?
Nope.
Just keister them and eat them in the morning? What about you, Taylor? You got anything?
Don't have to keister them either.
I've heard of sushi being done that way.
Yeah, that was pretty chalky. We've seen it.
We've seen it.
Yeah. It's been on the, I've seen plenty of
that's
people laid out
like
on tables with sushi arrayed over them on the internet.
Who was the quarterback that got criticized for doing that when he was in college? This was like 5 years ago.
I don't know. Look it up. Do you remember?
Yeah. No.
You would
I don't know.
definitely
He was a
know
prominent
before we
player,
did.
though.
Alondra, do you have a food that you'd want to eat off someone?
I'm trying to think, and I was thinking about it during the break, but eating something off of somebody's body doesn't sound appealing to me.
No?
No.
Okay, it was the guy who was supposed to start for UNLV a couple years ago. He was on he wound up being on one of these like small time like summer reality shows, and he ate sushi off of a nude model, and like people freaked out.
That's really dumb.
So he wasn't the.
Yeah, that's really dumb that people freaked out about that.
Yeah.
Just like a big, like, greasy hamburger off of like a lineman's belly. Just get like really just dirty with it.
No, that sounds nasty.
Top 10 receivers of the last decade per the SEC network.
No, that's per Chris Doring, who I've already contacted.
Per the SEC network. Lad McConkey coming in at 10. Is that right? I know Lad's really good. Is it like top 10 of the decade good?
Nah, you're missing like Jalen Waddle, I think, on this list. So
Calvin Ridley 9, Malik Neighbors 8.
yeah, there ain't 7 better. There's not 7 receivers better than what Malik Neighbors was.
Well, apparently there are, but you know.
No, it's according to Christopher Paul Doring, who he's already been spoken to.
Jerry Jeudy 7, Elijah Moore 6.
No.
Yeah, that seems a little high.
Elijah Moore 6? What?
Yeah. A.J. Brown 5, Justin Jefferson 4, Amari Cooper 3, Jamar Chase 2, and Devontae Smith 1.
I get why you put Devontae. Look,
And Devontae's got the Heisman.
I would have Jets probably number 1 for me. I get why I put Devontae. He's the only receiver to ever win a Heisman. It's more egregious that Malik's at 8. There's not 7 receivers better than what he did.
So you would put Malik over Jeudy?
I would put Malik probably at 4.
So you would have 3. What would happen to Justin Jefferson? You'd have him at
He'd be
1?
1.
So you would have 3 of the top 4 from LSU?
Yeah. I would. I would have probably Jets, Devontae, Jamar, Malik, Cooper.
It's funny. I know I'm getting old because I was like, where's Julio Jones? Well, it was much longer than 10 years ago now, unfortunately.
It's okay. Happens to everybody.
Ooh, Ben Levy. I agree with this. I'd love to eat bologna off a nickel cornerback. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, dude.
Like any nickel cornerback?
Yeah, just a little mid-sized DB. Double bologna.
I'm not eating bologna off anything.
Yeah, y'all know this. Like, I'm a germaphobe. Like, that's
I know that's my thing. Like, this just feels very unsanitary to me.
It's got to be like
And,
right
like,
after
with
a bath.
food, I'm very
What
weird.
if the person washes their feet?
No, I pick the
It's
person,
better.
and it is right after a bath.
It's better.
It's the only way.
You would definitely not be even
But
considered.
if they were really sweaty, it would add some extra salt content.
No
Don't
hair
they
on
get the
no,
flavor?
no body hair either.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
Body hair's not great.
What?
I don't want hair on my food.
Yeah.
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 Not even a little whipped cream? I don't believe you. Ask the bench, what's the comp between Trades Green and Rick Gilbert?
Not really the same player. Look at the body type.
I think that Trades Green will be very hard pressed to fulfill the early potential that a Rick Gilbert was flashing. Like already in that Missouri game. Didn't he have over 100 yards that game?
Yeah, out of necessity, he was.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Trey Green is going to be given the same opportunity.
No, he's not going to have to be counted on like. Yeah.
Wait, do we have Justin Simmons? Sorry.
What?
Chat saying we may have Justin Simmons news. But yeah, he's not going to be counted on. Continue with what you're saying. I'm just a squirrel.
Because Terrace Marshall was the leading receiver, but Gilbert was the number 2 on that team. I don't think that's going to be the case here.
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah. So I agree with that. Like Mason Taylor's your TE1 when it comes to receiving the ball.
I'm not seeing anything.
I'm not seeing anything either. Just seeing a bunch of saying today would be a great day for Justin Simmons to go pen to paper.
Jeff G, to your question, he asked Jake, would you take a drink from another person's glass if they asked you to taste? That list would be very short. Very short list of people I would drink after.
That's funny. I'll drink after anybody except for Taylor.
I don't even like to drink after my family.
I got family members that I would not drink after.
Yeah.
100%.
My dad, the other day we were at Blue Bayou, and we had a couple of water bottles that the kids were kind of sharing, and one of them was down to the dregs, right? So like clearly like backwash, and he poured it into the other water bottle as to not waste any, and I was just like, ugh, I think I'm good on that, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Like not even that's even grossing me out here a little bit. I appreciate your wanting to use everything here and not wanting to waste any resources, but
we're getting called weak-stomached.
Yeah, y'all are.
T-Bob has drank after me on this show.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a couple months ago. I think it was the Grizzly energy drink. You said you had to try it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I did. I don't really care. I've never cared about drinking after people.
Then you wouldn't have cared that I left that spoon and that fork in there. I was like, I didn't use it. And
I was already eating by the time you told me that. I ate, Alondra gave me some leftover enchiladas and rice, and I ate them on the walk to the car, and they didn't make it to the car. They were delicious.
I was like, are you not going to heat it up?
No, but I mean, Chef talks about this, and I agree with this.
Yeah, heat it up.
Cold food is good in a different way. And the enchilada, now generally rice isn't very good cold, but your rice was pretty good. It actually had more moisture than you would expect.
Yeah.
But the enchilada cold was incredible.
See, I don't know about cold enchilada.
Enchiladas cold are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like even room temperature. Because sometimes if an enchilada's too hot, it all falls apart like the first time you put your fork into it.
Like the texture of a cold enchilada is kind of nice.
Was there anything on top? Like on top of the enchilada, like sauce-wise, or was it just like a plain enchilada?
I don't remember.
It had sauce and like cheese on it.
Yeah, it was delicious.
It was more of like a lasagna type thing.
Yeah. All right, when we get back, let's do some Ask the Bench here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. Have you ever taken a body shot?
No.
I don't think I have either. I always wanted to.
That's shocking that you haven't.
Yeah.
I guess it's not.
Like, lay me down and call me Coyote Ugly. But never happened to me. Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, where they don't care if you're taking a body shot or not. All they care about is fixing your plumbing problems. And they're licensed, bond insured. They'll send you your information ahead of time who's coming to your home. It's 24/7 emergency service. It's flat rate pricing. It's excellent warranty once the work is done. So you get the best service every single step along the way. You have peace of mind. Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org.
When you said body shot, my brain's so meathead, I went head body. That's what I was thinking of with body shot.
I'm talking about slurping liquor out of a belly button.
Yeah, I know now. Yeah. Yeah, that's not getting done either. What will get done is any plumbing issue that you might have. Centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Musco.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. So it's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
And you had your fear left out.
But isn't this such a feel good, and I don't know. You have to sing it when you hear it.
God, this just, I mean, y'all hear me talk about Channel 1 all the time. This just reminds me of watching Channel 1 in high school after football, being dog tired. This one was a staple on Channel 1.
Bobby Nickens asked the bench, brought about Cold Curse Light, Vizzy Art, Tulsa, Blue Moon Lights, Case Suite. Escalandra is working on the show similar to having 3 brothers. Hester's the oldest, tries to keep everyone in check. Taylor's the middle child syndrome, and T-Bob's the youngest, who gets away with everything because he's the baby. I don't hate that breakdown, actually.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
Actually, not inaccurate.
It's pretty spot
bad,
on.
yeah.
Ryan Smith, how soon does T get dishonorably discharged from the Navy? I lost 77-20 yesterday, I think.
77-20.
I gave up 28 points both third and fourth quarter. But you got to understand, I was playing Memphis, who Memphis is actually incredible. They're 10 rating point higher. They have a star quarterback, star receiver. Also, I was playing my friend Juice, who is Memphis, and he's like a guy that plays Madden competitively. Like, he is so much better than me. It had disaster written all over it from the beginning. If you want to check it out today, though, here in 40 minutes, I'll be playing Aaron Murray, LSU versus USC. I got to try to hold it down for the Tigers. We'll see.
Good luck, sir.
Ask the bench. Like y'all, I try to utilize as many of your sponsors as possible. Thank you, Ricky. Can y'all recommend which of the Dingling pill sponsors you think works the best?
Dingling?
Oh, I haven't heard that in
I've not heard it called Dingling in a long time.
T-Bob, you used to do an ad for one.
I used to do
don't remember
Blue
which one
Chew,
it
but
was.
I never tried.
You never
product.
got.
You never tried it?
No, that's so stupid.
That is.
I mean, you know me, I'm a fan of Kegels, dude. I would always say check out Kegels. Also, Rejuve Me can help in these regards.
Yeah, they can.
Ask the bench, will Aaron beat T-Bob beat Aaron in UFC today? Yes, I will.
So y'all stream y'all playing the video game and just talk trash to each other? Do y'all talk college football? Do you just talk about the game?
No, we just talk trash to each other, which sucks because, especially when I play with LSU, less so Navy because I'm just running the ball so I don't pay as much attention. But, like, I'm really focused when I'm playing a team that I'm trying to throw the ball with on, like, okay, are we in 2-high man? Are we in single high? Or they get to cover 3? And I'm trying to, and I want to speak this out loud for the viewers, but I can't do it because Aaron can hear me. So it kind of becomes more just trash talking and misdirection and whatnot.
So like that will be y'all show today?
No, that'll
have
just
a
be
show.
that'll
and
just
a
be
stream.
30 minutes, about 10:30 to 11, and then we'll come back at noon for a for a show.
Gotcha.
Hashtag Ask the Bench.
We got Lindell White coming on off campus today.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I hadn't thought about Lindell White in a long time. Yeah, going to talk a little trash, USC, LSU.
Would Jake eat Piccadilly off a nude woman?
Only my wife.
Ask the Bench. What would you put on your wife? You're going down the cafeteria line, she's your plate.
I mean, my order doesn't change at Piccadilly. It doesn't matter if it's off a plate or off my wife.
Well, tell me, because I just want to think about what you'd be eating off her naked body.
It would be a hamburger steak.
Yeah.
It's going to be carrot souffle.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be green beans.
Yep.
It's going to be a buttered roll.
Just
It's
hold
very
your
greasy.
mouth open. I'm going to fill it up with green beans.
I love green beans.
Me too.
Ask the Bench, is Derek Carr playing quarterback consistently at elite level one of the 7 signs of the apocalypse? No. Because he's going to. Ask the Bench, is removing Dino Land for Indiana Jones a good move? Oh, I didn't know they were replacing Dino Land with Indiana Jones. I mean, Dino Land's cool to me. I would say this. Indiana Jones is cool. I like it. I hate, though, that Disney is just all IP now. Like, I liked when you could just have, like, Adventureland, Dino Land, like, things that weren't tied to, like, this is the Indiana Jones Spectacular Experience. So it's like most things in Disney. You're losing character for progress, and I don't love that.
I can't wait to go to Disney Halloween.
It's going to be so tight, dude.
What do you mean? You're going to have to be here holding down the fort. I'm going to Disney Halloween.
No.
Yeah. Seniority, man. I'm older.
Looks like Taylor's holding it down. Ask the Bench, how many wins does Dennis Allen need to keep his job? 10.
10. All of them.
10 for sure.
Though 9-8 with a playoff appearance would probably survive. Ask the Bench, would Jimmy Eat World have had bigger success had the album that had The Middle not been called Bleed American when it was released 2 months before 9/11?
Ooh.
Tough timing.
Yeah, tough timing.
2 months before 9/11 or after?
It was 2 months before 9/11.
And that's not their fault, but like,
No,
Just
not their
bad
fault,
timing.
just tough timing.
yeah.
It's like
I don't know.
Spider-Man, the original
I
Tobey
thought they were
Maguire
pretty
Spider-Man had to remove they were really big
Yeah.
too. But they had to remove the original Spider-Man trailer had bad guys running away in a helicopter, and Tobey Maguire webs up the helicopter between the Twin Towers. And that was like, I think like between the trailer and the movie coming out, the attack happened.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of crazy stuff like that. Ask the Bench, would Jake receive a DoorDash order from Piccadilly?
I feel like you can't DoorDash that.
I mean, in a pinch or pinch,
In a pinch.
I would, but I got to have my feet in front of the line getting it hot and fresh.
It's not the same if you're not going down the cafeteria line.
No, it's not. There's some foods that just can't be DoorDashed.
Yeah.
Leonardo says, repeat Disney trips are a sign of a weak mind. Too many experience around this country and planet. Keep going to a fake corporate experience. Hey, dumbass, it's for your kids.
That's kind of for you too, though.
Like, what are you talking about,
you're
you
a Disney
stupid ass
adult.
idiot?
You're a Disney adult.
I like having fun with my kids. Suck it, you nerd.
Off the Bench with Hester and
I
T-Bob.
didn't know Da Vinci was so stupid. Like, somewhere out there, Leonardo da Vinci's in heaven crapping on your YouTube username because you consistently do him a disservice every time you type. Go to Rejuve Me Medical. Your dingling needs some help? Rejuve Medical can do that. Okay. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Look, that's a sign of aging, guys. Okay. 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't care.
Wow.
Male, female, I don't care. Go get that free consultation. Get your labs drawn. And let that be the guide for them to make a custom plan for you to get you where to be. Achieve your full potential. For the Juvie Medical.
Yeah, go to the website today. Look, you can check out a full list of conditions that they can help you out with. I mean, the thing T-Bob said might be one of them. Probably is one. Actually, it is. It is one of those things. But you can check it out on the website throughout Louisiana, now in Mississippi as well. Go to the website today, RejuveMeMedical.com.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team.